Thank you, sir.
PFC Slater, Gilbert, $67.
Thank you, sir.
PFC Pyle, Gomer, $73.
Pyle?
Sir, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but I just can't get over it. I come here month after month, and you give me all this money for something I just love doing.
That's fine, Pyle. Glad to hear you're enjoying your enlistment.
And I also wanted to say about the food you've been serving, it's just been wonderful. Take last night, we had those tuna croquettes. I went back for seconds, but there was so much left over, I could have had thirds if I'd have wanted.
That's fine, Pyle. Now, if you'll...
And them new mattress covers that we got in last week, if I was staying at the finest hotel in this country, I couldn't ask for any better.
Good, Pyle, good. Next.
Well,
Next.
I can see you're busy, sir, so I'll see you next month.
It's a long time between paydays, Hummel.
Well, that's the truth.
Well, here's my plan. First, I pick up my pass. Then I borrow Frisbee's car. I know this drive-in that's just crawling with wild-looking chicks.
Really? What makes you so sure any of them will talk to you?
They have to. They're car hops. I'll just keep eating till I get off duty. Huh?
Well, there you are, fellas. I wondered where you all went.
Listen, Gome, I'm going into town to meet some girls. You want to come along?
Thanks a lot, but my plans is already made. First of all, I'm going to write a letter home, and then I'm going over to the PX. They're having a sale on some shower clogs, and I thought I'd pick me up a couple of pair.
Gome, you're not going to spend your whole payday buying shower clogs.
But I have to. My other pair's warped. And you know what they say? Good hygiene starts from the feet on up.
Well, that's the way you want it. We'll see you later.
See you, fellas. Have a good time.
Hey, Marie, you! Over here.
Oh, there you are. You want to see me?
Yeah, I got something to show you.
You have?
Come here.
Oh, that's a mighty nice watch there, mister.
It's not just a watch, son. This here's an 18-karat, 21-jewel movement with a gold expansion bracelet, and it can be yours.
You mean you're selling it? Oh, I could never afford an expensive watch like that.
Why not, friend? You've just been paid, haven't you?
Why, yes. How in the world do you know that?
Well, being an ex-serviceman like I am, you just kind of feel it in the air. How about it, son? Wouldn't you like to have this watch for your very own?
Well, I'd like it very much, but a watch like that wouldn't come within my budget. You see, I've got my allotments, and I got to buy my shower clogs, and I got to get a present for my aunt's birthday. No, it's impossible. I could never afford an expensive watch like that.
Shh, wait a minute. How much you think it cost?
Well, it's got to be at least
$12.95.
only $12.95. Golly!
That's right, son. $12.95, and that includes sales tax and a lifetime warranty, including parts and labor.
Thank you very much, mister, but I just couldn't.
You can't.
What, $12.95 for a watch like that? Why, you'd be cheating yourself.
Huh?
Everybody knows that a gold watch costs 10 times that much. No, I just couldn't do that to you.
What's your name, son?
PFC Pyle, Gomer Pyle.
My name's Freddie. Friendly Freddie, the serviceman's pal. And let me tell you something, Lyle.
Pyle.
Pyle, in all my years in business catering to men in the armed forces, I've never felt such a rapport with a customer. Imagine worrying about my profit. Take the watch, son, please.
Oh, I just couldn't, Mr. Friendly Freddie. As much as I'd like to have it, I just wouldn't enjoy it, knowing how I'd taken advantage of you.
Well, look, son, would you feel any better if I told you I was making a little something?
How can you? Practically giving it to me like you are.
Well, once in a while, one of my suppliers gets a hold of a piece of merchandise, and he has to unload it in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. You mean he's overstocked?
Overstocked?
Uh-huh. Back home at the gas station, sometimes we'd get overstocked on inner tubes, and then we'd have to run a sale.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Son, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, and it would just break my heart to see you pass it up.
Well, if you really feel that way about it.
How else can I feel? Take it, please.
Golly. Well, here's the money. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can just keep the change.
Well, thanks, son. This has made my day.
Oh, Mr. Friendly Freddie, about the lifetime guarantee?
A lifetime guarantee? Oh, yeah, what about it?
Well, for what you charged me for the watch, 10 or 15 years would be more than fair. happy afternoon to you, Sergeant Carter.
What is it, Pyle? I'm trying to catch up with this paperwork. What do you want?
Oh, I thought I'd just stop by and kill some time.
Well, kill it somewhere else. I gotta clear all this up before I can get out of here, so beat it.
Well, maybe I could pitch in and help. I got plenty of time.
Pyle, you got your pass. Go into town to a movie someplace. Just get out of here.
Right, Sergeant. But before I go, would you happen to have the right time?
Pyle, will you clear out of here?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I just wanted to show off my new gold watch.
Huh?
My new gold watch. That's right, you hadn't seen it.
Let me see that.
You don't have to worry about dropping it either, Sergeant, because it's guaranteed shockproof. And it's also waterproof and dustproof.
Gold, huh? You mean this is really gold?
Positively. 18 carats with 21 jewels to boot. And it's waterproof, dustproof, shockproof.
What'd you do, Pyle? Blow your whole pay?
Guess what it costs, Sergeant? Just guess.
Well, a gold watch like this should cost at least 100 clams.
You're just a little bit off.
You paid more?
No?
Then what did you pay for it?
$12.95.
$12.95 for this watch?
Including sales tax and a lifetime guarantee. Do you think I got a good deal, Sergeant, for a watch that's shockproof?
Good deal, Pyle. How can anybody sell you a gold watch for $12.95?
Those were my feelings exactly, Sergeant. So I asked Freddie, that's Friendly Freddie, he's the feller that sold it to me, and he explained it to me that his supplier was overstocked and he had to unload.
Overstocked? Pyle, when it comes to brains, you're understocked. In fact, you've got the lowest inventory on the entire base.
Huh?
Look, Pyle, use your head for a minute. A gold watch selling for $12.95 has either got to be a phony or else it's hot.
Hot? You don't mean that it's...
Yeah, Pyle. Swiped, stolen, filched. It happens every day. A guy goes into a washroom, takes off his watch, and the next thing you know, it's gone.
But, Sergeant, Freddie said he bought it from his supplier.
You mean his fence? Now, let's face it, Pyle. Right now in town, there's probably some poor guy walking around without his watch, and you got it. You bought a stolen watch.
Why, I never...
You did too, Pyle.
Well, I don't want it. Why, that's terrible. Stolen goods? Oh, why didn't I go to the PX and get my shower clogs? What am I going to do, Sergeant?
I don't care, but I'm going to do something. I've had it, Pyle. It's not just you, but every payday there's some petty crook waiting around in ambush for one of our guys, and I'm getting sick of it.
But what are we going to do, Sergeant?
First thing I'm going to do is get your money back, and then I'm going to make this Freddie character wish you'd never seen this base. Now, where is he?
Well, last time I saw him, Sergeant, he's out by the back fence. Oh, I feel awful about this, Sergeant, just awful.
All right, Pyle, you go back to the barracks and wait. I'll handle this crook.
Well, Sergeant, would you tell that Freddie something for me? Tell him after what he's done not to expect any word-of-mouth business from me.
Thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Coming around here fleecing my guys. Well, you've had it, Buster. You have had it.
What do you want, Sergeant? Just tell me what you want.
I'll tell you what I want. The money back for this watch.
The money? Well, why didn't you say so, Sergeant? I'd be glad to give you a refund.
Oh, don't hand me that stuff, you phony. You mean you're going to give me the money?
Of course. Here, and you tell your buddy I'm sorry he wasn't happy.
You mean you're giving me a refund?
Well, of course I'm giving you a refund, and I'll give you an explanation also, because you're entitled to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. You want to know about this watch, Sergeant? Well, right now it's in a window of Wilson's jewelry store, selling for $97.50, and that's on sale.
Oh, come on. What do you take me for, some kind of rube? I was raised in the city, mister, you know, with people and freeways.
All right, you were born in the city, but you still got a lot to learn about merchandising.
Okay, then you tell me, how do you sell a $100 gold watch for $12.95?
Simple. Low overhead.
Overhead?
Well, sure. You go downtown to any of these high-class jewelry stores, and what do you see? Fancy fixtures, thick carpets, high-price salesmen. Do you see any of it around here? Huh? Do you see it?
No, but... Well, I still don't see how a gold watch can sell for $12.95. There's got to be a catch.
Of course there's a catch, and it's the markup.
The markup?
Have you any idea of the markup?
No.
Well, not many of us know. There's a 60 and 70% profit attached to these luxury items. Yeah, and when you buy by the carload...
The carload?
Of course, I'm a high-volume dealer. I make a tiny profit, but I go for the big turnover. Even taking this time to talk to you has cost me money, but it's worth it. I mean, how many times do I get to talk shop with a guy who understands the business?
Well, I was always pretty good in arithmetic.
Good. Well, let me really explain it to you. Now, when the manufacturer gets an item, see, any product, you know, particularly your watch.
How in the world could I fall for such a scheme, Duke? Imagine me being so foolish. It's not as if I was 2 years old. I'm a grown man, a Marine, a high school graduate.
Gomer, stop aggravating yourself. It was just one of those things. You got taken. Chalk it up to experience.
Well, one thing for sure, Sergeant Carter's not going to let him get away with it. No, sir. I bet you he puts that feller out of business and gets my money back.
I wouldn't count on it, Gomer. Right now, that Freddie character and your $13 are probably halfway across the border.
Well, I sure hope he enjoys that money and has himself a good time, because he's got his conscience to live with. Sergeant Carter, did you find him? Did you find that friendly Freddie? Did you catch up with him, did you?
Yeah, Pyle, I found him.
I knew it. I knew it. See there, Duke, when Sergeant Carter starts to do something, he does it. Did you get my money back for me?
I did better than that, Pyle. I got your watch back.
Watch?
Yeah. And see that you take good care of that. A watch like that can last you a lifetime.
Sergeant, what about it being stolen? You know, hot, like you said?
Oh, there's nothing to worry about there. We had a little talk.
You did?
Yeah, and I made a little investment with Friendly Freddie myself. Just feast your eyes on that, huh?
Dang, a fur piece. How in the world could you afford a thing like that, Sergeant?
Simple, Pyle. Low overhead. This ain't just a fur piece, Pyle. This is a genuine silver-frosted ranch-grown fox.
Man, it sure looks great, Sarge.
Yeah. I just can't wait till Bunny sees this. It'll make up for her birthday present. She wasn't crazy about them bath salts.
It sure will. Must have cost you a fortune, Sergeant.
Take a guess. What do you think it cost?
Well, my sister's got one like that. Cost her about $200.
$49.95, and that includes a free cleaning.
$49.95 for that? Well, how in the world could they sell you a snazzy-looking fur like that for so little?
Well, obviously, Pyle, you don't understand the ins and outs of modern-day merchandising.
$49.95, Sergeant. Sounds impossible.
Look, Pyle, I'll explain it to you. When you buy a fur like this downtown, you pay for a lot of extras. But when you deal with a guy like Friendly Freddie, you forget all that. You cut out the middleman. It's like dealing directly with the fox.
Oh, my. I sure would like to see Miss Bunny's face when you give her that package. When you gonna give it to her, Sergeant? When?
Well, I thought I'd take her to the 5 o'clock club tonight and give it to her there.
Oh, I'd give anything to see her face light up.
Well, tonight at the 5 o'clock club. That's where you'll see it happen.
Gosh, Sergeant, if you don't mind, I'd like to be there just to see it. That's all. I won't interfere or nothing.
Be my guest. No.
Please.
No.
Oh, come on, Vince. Now tell me what's in the package. I can't stand the suspense.
I already told you, Bunny, I want it to be a surprise. The evening is still young.
Oh, surprises. If I guess it, will you tell me if I'm right?
Okay, but you'll never guess in a million years.
A shower curtain.
No,
Ironing board cover.
no.
Not another box of bath salts.
I told you wouldn't get it. So just be patient. The pizza will be here a minute. We'll drink a toast, and then we'll open it. Is that okay?
Okay, but I should have known better. With you, everything has to be done by the numbers.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Miss Bunny.
Oh, hi, Gomer.
I wanted to get here sooner, but I missed the bus. Did you give her the fur yet?
You got the fur?
Why, you stupid nit, would you spoil the surprise?
Shazam, you mean you hadn't told her yet?
Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's real. A real fur. Oh, Vince.
I say it's a silver-frosted ranch-grown fox. Right, Sergeant?
Yeah, but do you have to blab everything?
Vince, you big lug. This is the nicest surprise I've ever had. Oh.
Sergeant, I knew you'd just love it, Miss Bunny. Boy, did he get a terrific bite.
Pyle.
Come on, Vince. Let's dance. I want everybody to see my new fur.
Enjoy yourselves. I'll mind the beer.
Bunny, I don't know what happened. I got...
It's a face! Oh, Miss Carter! You...
I wish I'd have been there to see it. The fur was really flying. I go,
It wasn't funny, Duke. It wasn't funny at all.
not funny. A fox fur molting in the middle of the dance floor is not funny. Come on, Gomer, where's your sense of humor?
But it's a mess, Duke. Miss Bunny will probably never speak to him again. And that's just gonna break his heart.
If I know Carter, what's breaking his heart right now is that $49.95 he blew on the fur.
If I could find that friendly Freddy, I'd get Sergeant Carter's money back for him.
Kiss it goodbye, Gomer. The best thing for you to do right now is forget about it.
It's just like my grandma used to say. When you try to get something for nothing, that's just what you end up with, something that's worth nothing.
Hello, men.
What's doing, Al?
Well, what do you think?
What do we think about what?
Well, this new watch of mine.
Shazam, where'd you get it?
Well, I happened to be passing the pool hall in town, and a fellow out front there sold it to me. Do you have any idea what I paid?
$12.95.
Amazing. How did you know?
I got one just like it.
Friendly Freddy strikes again. That his name?
Friendly Freddy? No, this fellow's name is Lucky Louie.
Louie, that's probably just his downtown name. Do you know where I can find him?
Well, I imagine he's still at the pool hall.
Maybe if I hurry, I can still catch him and get Sergeant Carter's money back.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
Congratulations, PFC Hummel. You've just been initiated to membership in the Patsy Club.
So there you are. I'm sorry to ruin your shot, Mr. Freddy, but there's something I got to talk to you about.
Well, well, if it isn't my old Marine buddy, PFC Lyle.
Pyle, Gomer Pyle.
Of course, Gomer. Yeah, nice to see you again, son. How about a little game of rotation? I'm just learning the game myself.
I couldn't think about playing a game right now. You just don't know all the trouble that you've caused.
Trouble, son? What kind of trouble?
Well, you know that fur that you sold Sergeant Carter? Well, all the fur blew out of it, and it's smaller than that there cue ball.
It's what?
That's right. It happened right out there on the dance floor. It was awful, just awful.
You're kidding.
No, and you should see what happened to Sergeant Carter and Miss Bunny. They may never talk to each other again.
Oh, that darn furrier. How could he do this to me? You deal with somebody for 20 years, and he slips you a second.
You didn't know that fox fur wasn't any good?
You think I want to cut my throat? Spent 20 years building a clientele, and now this? What can I do? What can I do to help? Tell me.
Well, you could start off by giving Sergeant Carter his money back.
His money back?
Yeah. That way there wouldn't be any trouble, because he was fixing to go to the police.
Come on now, there's no need for that. Let's see now, it was $49.95, wasn't it? Here you go, Pyle. 10, 20, 30. Well, here, take this 50 and keep the change.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Friendly Freddy, and thank you for Sergeant Carter.
Well, that's okay. You tell the sergeant to use the money and maybe take his girl to some fancy restaurant to square things with her.
Well, I will, and thank you very much. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, and you tell Sergeant Carter that I'm sorry about this whole thing, and I'm going to go straight to that furrier and tell him a couple of things.
Oh,
No, it's humiliating. I mean, humiliating.
Excuse me.
Huh?
Well, this transistor radio you sold me, it doesn't seem to be working.
So long, Pyle. So long. What'd you do, kid? Open the back? You mustn't open the back.
I can't believe it. You mean he actually gave you the dough without a fight?
That's right, Sergeant, and he was just as nice as he could be about it. I guess this teaches us a lesson. Before condemning a person, you ought to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, maybe so, but after what happened with that fur, I thought he was a swindler for sure. Just goes to show, you can't judge a crook by his cover.
A crook by his cover. That's a good one, Sergeant. I'll have to remember that and tell it to Dee.
You know something? I think I'll take that Freddy's advice and use this dough to buy Bunny a fancy dinner.
Hey, that's a good idea, Sergeant. You could take her to that pancake place on the highway, Buckwheat Bill's. She'd just love that. They got 27 different kinds of syrup.
Syrup? Pancakes? What's the matter with you, Pyle? This calls for something classy. Like that fancy French restaurant, Le Petit Chateau. A little candlelight, wine. It'll cost a bundle, but I'll shoot the works.
Oh, what a wonderful reunion. I'd give anything to be there. I just love happy endings.
Well, look, Pyle, since you're kind of responsible for getting my dough back, why don't you come around tomorrow night at the restaurant?
Oh, no, Sergeant. This night is just for you and Miss Bunny. I'd enjoy having dinner with you, but
Who said anything about dinner? Come around later for coffee.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And to think you didn't even want to talk to me when I called. I must have been in that phone booth for an hour.
Well, you can't exactly blame me, Vince, after what happened.
Oh, honey, let's not bring that up. Miss. I'll take a handful of these. And here. This is for you, Bun. Just put it on my check.
Thank you. Vince, that's beautiful. Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hi, Gomer.
Pyle, it's you. Grab a chair. Bunny and me was just having a little after-dinner talk.
I saw what you was doing, Sergeant. Didn't have nothing to do with talking. Oh, it's a sight for sore eyes to see you two lovebirds bidding and cooing.
Well, it's been a perfect evening, hasn't it, honey?
Oh, it's been an evening I'll never forget, Vince.
Yeah. Look, it's getting a little late, and Bunny has to get home. Garson, the check.
Young. The check, monsieur.
Ah, a $50 bill. It's the smallest thing I have.
Of course, monsieur.
Well, Bunny, shall we have a last one for the road?
Why not?
Who should we drink to? How about Pyle?
No, not me, Sergeant. I know. Why don't you drink to the man that made this evening possible, Friendly Freddy?
I'll drink to that.
I will, too. To Friendly Freddy. And to you, Vince, for showing me the nicest evening a girl ever had.
Counterfeit! It's no use, Pyle. She's just not gonna answer.
Well, don't aggravate yourself, Sergeant. Maybe she's just taking a shower.
That's a long shower. I've been dialing since last night. Boy, I've never seen Bunny this steam before.
Things could have been worse. If that restaurant manager hadn't let you go, you could have gone to jail for passing off counterfeit money. That's federal offense.
What do you mean, let me go? I had to sign a sworn statement I'd pay that tab next payday.
We sure been having a run of bad luck, haven't we, Sergeant?
Yeah, a lot you got to complain about. I got stuck with a bum fur, a phony bill, and my girl won't even speak to me. At least you got that watch.
What watch?
The watch you're wearing.
Oh, that's not a watch. That's just the green band that the watch left before it stopped running and I throwed it away.
You mean that watch is no good either?
Of course not, Sergeant. It's like you said. You can't expect to get a gold watch for $12.95.
Pyle, do me a favor, will you? Just shut up.
What time you got, Gomer?
11:25.
Boy, I hope that bus is on time. I gotta be back for guard duty at midnight.
You know, Duke, we was in that movie almost 5 hours. I think them triple features is just too much.
Yeah.
The stories get all mixed up. Now, the first picture I hardly remember.
That's because that was a long time ago.
Oh, help me. Somebody help me, please. Anybody help me. Help. Help. What's the matter? I seem to have gotten lost.
Holy cow, is he smashed?
You see, my car is parked across the street. And if you could take me to my car and open the door and start the engine for me, I'll be able to drive home.
You mean you gonna drive?
Why, of course. I have a driver's license.
Oh, I know that. It's just that you don't seem to be able to. I've got an idea. Why don't we drive you home?
Gomer, I gotta get back to the base. I got guard duty.
Well, that's right. Well, I'll do it alone. I'll drive you, mister.
Well, thank you, sir. That's very kind. Most kind.
Gomer, come here a minute. I want to talk to you. Gomer, look, there's no reason for you to do it either. Don't get mixed up with this guy.
But he can't get home by himself. He's in no fit condition.
That's not your problem. He got drunk on his own. Let him get home on his own. He's a stranger to you.
But he is a person, and he needs help, and I just can't ignore him.
Gomer, believe me, you get involved with this guy, you're going to have nothing but trouble. Here comes the bus. Now, come on, let's go. He won't even know you're gone. Come
No,
on.
I'm staying here. I'm going to try and help that poor fella. You go ahead. I just can't leave him here like that. Besides, I already offered.
Okay, Gomer, but I think you're crazy to do it.
Sweetheart. Oh, hi. Do you know the rest of the words?
Words to what?
The song, Sweetheart, Sweetheart, Sweetheart. It's a beautiful song, but I don't know the rest of the words.
Well, don't you think we better get started? You want to take my hand?
Oh, well, that's very nice. Hey, what's your name? My name is Harry Purcell. What's yours?
Gomer Pyle.
Gomer Pyle. What's your first name?
Gomer.
Oh, Gomer! Gomer. Gomer! Gomer! Sweetheart. Sweetheart, sweetheart. Are we home, Gomer?
This is the address you said. Is that your house?
Yeah, that's it. That's my little castle.
Well, I've got to be getting back to the base, Mr. Purcell. Do you think you can make it in all right?
Oh, now listen, you gotta come in and meet my wife. Gomer, you're just gonna love my wife. She's the sweetest little woman you ever met in your life. Name is Iona. It's an Indian name, means little bird. She's so sweet, and I treat her like a dog. Why do I do it? Sweetest little woman in the world, and I treat her like a dog. Harry Purcell treats his wife like a dog. I want the whole world to know it.
Please, Mr. Purcell, come on and I'll walk you to the house.
I don't know why they take those running boards off the cars. That's the reason you fall down.
Come on, Mr. Purcell.
Now, wait a minute. Let's sing a song.
But Mr. Purcell, it's after midnight.
I ain't gonna go unless we sing a song.
All right, but we can sing while we're walking, okay?
That's the deal. Sweetheart, 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 may you kiss, love me ever, ever, sweetheart, 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 sweetheart. Hey, where are you going? That's where I live. Sweetheart, 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 sweetheart.
Purcell?
Huh?
You better be quiet. You're going to wake your wife.
Well, I want to wake her. I want you to meet Iona. You're going to love her, Gomer. You're going to love her. Sweetheart, sweetheart.
Maybe I better do that, Mr. Purcell.
Oh, have fun. There you are, Gome. Good old Gome. Sweetheart, 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 sweetheart.
Harry!
Oh, it's my baby. See, Gomer? This is Iona.
Harry, what happened? Where have you been so long?
Well, I'll tell you, sweetheart. You see, I was coming back from the office. I stopped off. Oh, wait. First, I want you to meet my friend. Iona, this is Gomer Pyle, a real gentleman.
How you do, ma'am?
What did you do to him? Get him drunk? What do you mean, no, ma'am? Look at you, both of you. Clothes all messed up, can't stand up straight.
Hey, he's got a beautiful voice.
Oh, yes, I heard his voice. All the way out in the street I heard it. And I'll bet the neighbors heard it, too. I don't know how I'm going to look him in the face tomorrow.
Ma'am, I don't think you understand.
Oh, I understand, all right. I know your type. Spend all night in the bars just waiting for some poor soul like Harry to come along so you can sponge on him.
Yeah.
Mr. Purcell, that's just not true.
Oh, Harry. I'll get you right to bed. And you get out of here or I'll call the MP.
Yeah, the MP.
Go on, out. And you better stop bothering Harry or I'll take care of you. I don't understand you, Harry. Don't you know better than to get mixed up with these kind of people? Bums! They'll take advantage of you every time. Come on, sweetie.
Too soft-hearted, I guess.
Oh, you sure are.
So she blamed you for the whole thing, huh, Gum? Well, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to get mixed up with that guy?
Trouble was, she just wouldn't let me explain.
Gomer, the trouble was you shouldn't have gotten mixed up with that guy in the first place. You should have just walked away and left him where he was.
Well, I couldn't do that, Duke.
Gomer, you'll never learn, will you? There's no such thing as gratitude.
Pyle, come here a minute, will you?
Hey, Duke, that looks like Mr. Purcell.
Who?
The fella that I took home last night.
Oh, what does he want?
This fella would like to talk to you, Pyle. Hurry it up, will you? He's got to get back to work.
Right, Sergeant. Hello, Gomer.
Hey, Mr. Purcell. Golly, you look a lot better this morning.
I'm sure I do. I don't remember too much about last night except your name and how very kind you were to me, so I wanted to come here and thank you personally.
Oh, shoot, that was nothing.
I'm very embarrassed about it, Gomer. That sort of thing never happened to me before. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Gomer, how about letting me buy you a steak dinner tonight?
Oh, Mr. Purcell, you don't have to do that.
Gomer, you did me a great favor. I want to show my gratitude.
I was glad to help you out, and you don't have to.
I won't take no for an answer, Gomer. I insist. I know a great steak place in town. They serve sirloins that thick. What do you say, Gomer? What time do you get through? 7 o'clock, okay?
7 o'clock would be fine, I guess, but you
Fine,
don't have
I'll
to.
pick you up right here at the gate at 7 o'clock. See you, Gomer.
Bye, Mr. Purcell.
What do you want?
He wanted to thank me for helping him out last night.
No kidding.
Yeah, and he wants to take me out tonight to a fancy restaurant and buy me a big steak dinner.
I don't believe it.
It's the truth, so you see, Duke, there is gratitude in the world.
Well, maybe once in a million years. And it takes your dumb luck to find it.
Yes, Gomer, Iona and I had quite a laugh about it this morning. So tell me, Gomer, I must have been pretty funny, huh?
Well, you might call it funny.
Waiter, can I have another one of these, please?
Mr. Purcell, you really think you ought to?
Oh, now, don't you worry, Gomer. You see, when I'm eating, it doesn't affect me. Last night, I drank on an empty stomach. Never drink on an empty stomach, Gomer. Waiter, make it a double, will you? Say, Gomer, tell me, was I really singing in front of my house last night?
Yes, you were.
Now, that's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't think I ever did a thing like that before in my life. You see, it was just an accident that I got drunk. I don't think a thing like that could happen again in a million years.
Sweetheart, sweetheart. Oh, Gomer, you're no buddy. You know, that's your real buddy. Here you're going to take me home again.
Mr. Purcell, do you think that you could get in all right by yourself tonight? Frankly, I'm not anxious to meet your wife again. She's going to be awfully mad.
Oh, no, not Iona. You got her all wrong. Why, she's the most sweet and understanding woman in the world. I tell you, this morning we laughed about it. We laughed. Besides, I can't make it. I'm paralyzed.
Well, I'm not going in with you, but I will walk you to the door, and that's all.
If you don't come in, Iona will be insulted. She's the sweetest little woman in the world.
Now, be careful not to fall this time, Mr. Purcell.
No, why they don't put running boards back on cars? Silly. Sweetheart, 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 sweetheart. What are you shushing about?
The neighbors.
Oh, I ain't going in.
Why not?
'Cause you don't like me.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. You hate me. You look down on me just 'cause I'm a little blue.
No, Mr. Purcell.
Well, you sang with me yesterday. Why don't you sing with me today? Because you don't like me today.
That's not so.
Well, you better sing with me, otherwise I know you don't like me.
It's almost midnight.
If you don't sing with me, I'm going to hold my breath until I die.
Mr. Purcell. Mr. Purcell. All right, I'll sing with you.
Good.
But quiet.
Oh, yeah. Shh, real quiet. Yeah. Sweetheart.
Sweetheart. Sweetheart.
Sweetheart. Sweetheart. Sweetheart. Sweetheart.
Mr. Purcell, you're going to wake up the
No, it's you again, huh? You got your hooks in him again, huh?
Iona, my little bird, did you wait up for me? Well, I was very thoughtful.
I warned you to stay away from Harry, and I meant it. If you think I was talking just to hear myself talk, you're mistaken.
But, Miss Purcell, it's not like you think.
Well, I'm not going to sit back and let you get Harry drunk night after night. I know how to get you. I'm going to get you off his back if I have to go all the way to Washington to do it. You picked on the wrong party, mister, the wrong party. And you're going to find yourself in plenty of trouble tomorrow. Plenty. Come on, Harry. Harry?
Mr. Purcell?
Harry?
Mr. Purcell?
Here you go. Harry? Harry!
Purcell?
Disappeared again. And it's your fault.
But, Miss Purcell, I didn't know.
Sweetheart!
Harry, where'd you go? What did you do to him? You can't, none of you keep your hands off him, can you? Come on, Harry, I'll get you away from these bums. And you get out of here. You're in plenty of trouble, mister. Plenty. Come on, Harry. Go to sleep.
There's a dame in the dutyette and she wants to see me?
Yeah, that's right, Sarge.
What does she look like?
Ah, forget it. It's not that kind of a dame.
Oh, no?
Yeah, she's like somebody's wife, and you feel sorry for the husband.
Oh. Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Are you Sergeant Carter?
That's right.
Well, I'm Mrs. Purcell, Mrs. Harry Purcell.
Yes, ma'am.
Sergeant, you're going to have to do something about one of the men in your outfit.
One of my men? Which one?
Well, his name is Gomer Pyle, and if you don't do something, I will.
Pyle? What'd he do?
He's been getting my husband drunk every night. That's what he's been doing, and Harry doesn't drink.
Pyle?
I don't know where he met my husband or how, but he's attached himself like a leech, and he's been using poor Harry for a drinking buddy, and Harry doesn't drink.
Gomer Pyle? Are you sure you have the right fella?
I got the right fellow, all right. Tall and skinny with a stupid look on his face.
That's Pyle, all right. But it's...
2 nights in a row, he brought poor Harry home drunk. And Harry doesn't drink.
But Pyle? I can't believe it.
Are you calling me a liar?
Oh, no. I mean, just as far as I know, Pyle doesn't even drink.
Doesn't drink? That's a laugh. I wish you could have seen him in my living room. Clothes all wrinkled, couldn't even stand up straight.
Really?
And the two of them out on the street at midnight singing at the top of their lungs. Pyle doesn't drink. Harry doesn't drink.
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'll look into it.
You keep him away from my husband, because if you don't, I'm going to go to your colonel.
Oh, well, don't do that.
I'm not a troublemaker, but when I get mad, Sergeant Carter, you better watch out. Maybe you don't care about this Gomer Pyle, but I care about Harry, and Harry doesn't drink.
What do you make of that?
Oh, gee, Sarge, I don't know.
Pyle? She's got the right guy, all right. I met this Harry Purcell. He was down at the fence asking for Pyle.
Well, maybe Pyle got himself a drinking pal, that's all.
But he doesn't drink, Boyle. You know that. I never saw him drink anything stronger than a vanilla malt.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
What's it?
Vince, you better face something. Pyle isn't a little boy anymore. How long has he been in the Marines? 3 years?
So?
Well, a guy can take just so many vanilla malts, and then one day he's got to decide to branch out.
Yeah, but Pyle?
Well, she saw him with her own eyes, singing and staggering. Looks to me like your little boy is grown up.
But Pyle? Sweet, innocent, homespun, vanilla malt drinking Pyle? Oh, get out. It's impossible.
Well, why is it impossible? You heard that woman. She saw him with her own eyes.
I don't know. Maybe I ought to have a talk with Pyle anyway.
I think you better. That dame isn't kidding around.
He's grown up? My boy is grown up.
What are you doing that for? Why don't you use a window cleaner?
Oh, I do, but for the final polish, nothing does it like your own warm breath. Only trouble is, after a while, you get kind of dizzy.
Well, I'm all finished with mine. Hi, Sarge.
Later.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
Stop that a minute, Pyle. I want to talk to you about something.
Yes, Sergeant.
What did you do last night?
Last night, I went into town, had dinner with a friend.
Uh-huh, and this friend's name didn't happen to be Harry Purcell.
How'd you know that?
I know. He was the guy who came to the fence asking for you, right, Pyle?
Oh, yes, Sarge, that's right.
Uh-huh. And when you guys were having dinner last night, there was a little drinking done, right? And then when you took him home, there was a little singing in front of his house?
I'm afraid so, Sergeant, and I feel real bad about that. I mean, waking up the neighbors and all.
Now, you listen to me, Pyle. You stay away from that guy, you understand?
Well, yes, Sergeant.
I don't care what a great guy he is or how much fun he is. You stay away from him. His wife is threatening to go to the colonel, and I'm not getting into trouble on account of you. You understand?
Right, Sergeant.
That's an order. You stay away from Harry Purcell. 2 nights in a row, his wife says he's come home in the same condition. And Harry doesn't drink.
Gomer. Gee, I've seen you around for a couple of nights. Where you been?
Oh, well, I had some things I had to take care of.
Oh. Hey, we got some real good chili tonight.
Oh, fine. Then I'll have some of that. Oh, and would you fix me a double rich butterscotch malted with some extra whipped cream?
You know, Gomer, you ought to leave your stomach to science.
I just can't sleep if I go to bed hungry. Mr. Purcell.
Hiya, buddy, old buddy. How are you? Hey, you know something? I've been looking all over for you. Do you know that?
Mr. Purcell, you've been drinking again.
Gomer, you're right. It relaxes me.
My.
As a matter of fact, that's the reason I was looking for you, Gomer. I'm too relaxed to drive, so I thought maybe you could take me home.
No, Mr. Purcell.
You know, you're the best little driver homer in the whole world. Driver Homer Gomer. Hey, it's funny.
Mr. Purcell.
Well, what was it, buddy?
I'm not going to drive you home again.
What?
Well, I can't. I promised Sergeant Carter that I wouldn't, and I'm just not going to do it again.
Hey, Gomer, I'm shocked. You mean you won't help an old buddy?
But I did help you twice, Mr. Purcell, and it got all misunderstood. I mean, your wife got awful mad at me.
Oh, Iona? Oh, you mean my lovely Iona? Well, she never got mad at anybody in her whole life. In her whole life, she never got mad at anybody.
Got mad at me, and she said if she ever saw me with you again, she's going to go see the colonel.
Ah, you know your trouble, Gomer? You're too serious. Come on, I shall fix everything up. Play a little music. That pretty? Jesus. Hey, come on, let's you be dance. Oh, come on, don't be sticking about Gomer. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it if you just give it a try.
You sure you don't want a sandwich or a cup of coffee? I'm starved.
No, Sarge, I don't want anything, but you go ahead in. I'll see you back at the base.
Okay, Boyle, I'll see you.
Mr. Purcell, I don't want to die.
Well, just relax, Gomer. Relax. You're trying to lead.
What do you think you're doing? I thought I told you to stay away from this guy.
Hi, Sergeant.
Well, I tried to, Sergeant, but I just couldn't help it.
Hi there, Sergeant.
Why, what are you trying to do? Get us both in hot water? If his wife sees...
What do you say there, Sergeant?
It's like I tried to tell you, Sergeant. It's not my fault.
I told you I didn't want you drinking with him.
But I hadn't been drinking with him, Sergeant. I just come in here and ordered a butterscotch malted.
Yeah?
Yeah, he never drinks. That's his trouble, Sergeant. If he take a drink once in a while, maybe he'd be better off.
Huh? Pyle, is that true? You haven't been drinking?
Well, no, Sergeant. You know I don't drink.
Goody.
And you weren't drunk last night and the night before?
Well, of course not. Is that what you thought? Well, shame.
Shame. And
what's his wife been beefing about?
She just didn't know, and I guess she was jumping at conclusions.
Oh, yeah, that's my little girl. She's always jumping at conclusions. She's a regular little conclusion jumper. You're a goody.
Look, Pyle, you get back to the base. I'll take care of him.
But I just ordered butterscotch malted.
Oh, goody.
Forget it. Just beat it. I don't want you seen with this guy.
Right, Sergeant. Bye, Mr. Purcell.
Bye, goodbye. Gee, I thought you'd never leave. That goody.
Now, look, buddy, why don't you just go home and sleep it off, huh?
I can't drive. Gomer was going to drive me home, and you sent him away, Sergeant. Hey, how about you driving me home, Sergeant?
You're now pig's eye. Well, I'll put you in a cab and you can pick up your car after you're sober up. Now, come on.
I ain't going.
Come on.
I ain't going. Listen, I put a quarter in this jukebox. And I'm going to stay here until I get 25 cents worth of music, so there.
Come on.
You're a goody too, you know that?
There he is. Here he is. Here's that Gomer Pyle.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Purcell.
He's the one's been getting my husband drunk every night. Where's Harry? What have you done with him?
You mean Mr. Purcell? Why, he's...
I know he's in town somewhere. He didn't come home for dinner tonight. He's around here somewhere. What'd you do, leave him in an alley? Probably rolled him and left him in an alley.
Well, your husband isn't actually with him. There's nothing we can do. We have no control over civilians. Afraid you're on your own, Mrs. Parcell. We can't go looking for your husband unless there's military personnel involved.
But he is involved.
Well, he isn't now.
Now you tell me, where is he? What have you done with him?
Good. Driver Homer Gomer.
There he is.
Come on, come on. You too serious.
I know it. It's you now, huh? You got him now, huh?
Wait a minute,
One
lady.
bad influence and then the other. First the private and now the sergeant.
Hold it, lady. You're jumping to conclusions.
Look what you did to him. You got him so drunk he can hardly stand up.
I got him. I was just trying to help out. Lady, there's something you ought to know. Your husband's a sow.
What? Why, you? First you get him drunk and then you insult him. He's right. And you too.
I really have to laugh, Boyle. You and your theory about Pyle growing up. I knew all the time he couldn't be drinking.
The way Purcell's wife described it,
Yeah, I know. Harry doesn't drink. Well, take it from me. Harry drinks. Oh, he drinks. Pyle just gets into trouble.
Yeah, well, I was just going along with what... Speak of the devil.
Sergeant, boy, am I glad I found you. Could you give us a hand?
Huh?
I was outside waiting on the bus to take me back to camp, and along come this car and it stalled right there in the middle of the street. So I come looking for some help and...
Are you kidding me?
No, Sergeant,
So a car stalled. What do you want from me? Let him call a garage and get a tow truck.
But, Sergeant, this...
Pyle, what is this stupid desire of yours to get involved in other people's problems? One night it's a drunk, the next night it's a stalled car.
But, Sergeant, I couldn't refuse. You see, this is...
Oh, you couldn't refuse. Come with me, Pyle. I'll show you how to refuse. He couldn't refuse, Mr. Good Samaritan here. Come on.
But, Sergeant... Right there, Sergeant.
Watch me, Pyle. Just watch me and see how easy it is to refuse and not let everybody take advantage of you.
Oh, hi. Are you going to help me, Sergeant? That's awfully sweet of you.
Well,
Oh, it needs is a little push, and I'll be forever grateful, Sergeant.
Well, don't just stand there. Come on, push, push.
Excuse me.
Well, Mistress Mary, how did your garden grow today?
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Boyle. Well, the garden's coming along just fine. See those little leaves there? Radishes. And do you know what? In about 3 weeks, they'll be on our mess hall table, ready to eat. Think of that. Little leaves, and one day real soon, there'll be a little red crunchy feller.
Wonderful. Pyle, you're a Marine right now, not a farmer. What should you be doing right this minute instead of standing around here waiting for a radish to be born?
Well, nothing, Sergeant. I finished all my chores back at the barracks.
Yeah?
Absolutely. You remember that's the reason I got permission to have this here garden in the first place. Long as I wouldn't let it interfere with my Marine work. And I hadn't let it interfere with my Marine work. You can be sure of that.
You better not, Pyle. Let's go, Boyle.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, look here at my collards. They're already up out of the ground. Did you ever taste collards? Some people call them tree cabbage. They're the best vegetable you ever tasted, especially if you cook them with a little ham hock.
How about that? Come on.
Hey, Sergeant, look over here at my watermelon. Some of them are as big as my fist in less than 2 weeks. That's 'cause I raised them up on the mound and treated them with some special fertilizer. McAvoy supernitrate's the best. Grandpa Pyle says it gets to the roots faster than anything else will.
Well, what do you know? It gets right to them, huh?
That's right. McAvoy supernitrate. It's sold in all the better feed stores.
Yeah? And what have they got to put over yourself so I can get to you?
Huh?
Pyle, permission or no permission, you get back to the barracks, like right now. We got an inspection in 10 minutes. Move it, move it!
Right, Sergeant.
Radishes, watermelons, brother.
Well, why does it bug you?
It just does. A garden on a Marine base, did you ever hear of that? What kind of job is that for a Marine, huh?
Well, he says it's not interfering with his duties.
You want to bet? Besides, I've seen some of Pyle's garden work, and I don't like it.
Huh? What garden work?
That pumpkin he's got for a head. I don't like it. Matthews, not bad. Watch them corners. Okay, Farmer Brown, let's see how well prepared you are. All right, Pyle, what is this? Some kind of joke? What's that stuff you got in there?
Summer squash and chard. The chard's the one with the little curly legs.
Get it out, Pyle, get it out.
Well, I can't, Sergeant.
You can't? Did I hear you right? You can't?
On account of their heat loving.
Their what?
That's right. They need warmth and shelter just like they was a little baby. Else they'll die. Just one night of frost will do it. Honest, Sergeant, they'll die.
Really? Well, we all have to go sometime.
Please don't ask me to take them out, Sergeant.
Pyle.
You wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you, if they died?
Don't worry about it, Pyle. I'll see that your squash gets a decent burial.
Summer squash, there's a difference. You see, you can tell the difference by the leaves.
Knock it off. Just get it out of here.
Well, yes, Sergeant. And I'm sorry, I don't mean for my garden to upset you like it seems to.
I suppose you got a horse and plow in here. For the love of Pete! Can you believe it? Can you believe it? All right, Pyle, that does it. If you're gonna act like a knucklehead, then I'm gonna treat you like a knucklehead. No, check that, like two knuckleheads. First, get that junk out of your footlocker, but fast.
But, Sergeant...
Out! Hut!
As you were.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Sergeant. Where are you taking those?
Well, out, sir.
Out? Where?
Just out, sir, anywhere.
Don't do that.
Sir?
That's summer squash and chard in there, isn't it?
That's what it is, all right, sir.
Well, you set summer squash out on the kind of nights we've been having, and they wouldn't stand a chance.
Sir?
Well, they'd die, every one of them.
That's what I told the sergeant. Those were my exact words, wasn't it, Sergeant?
How's your garden coming along?
Well, the watermelons and the radishes are doing real fine. I think it's that fertilizer I'm using. McAvoy super nitrate. Oh, it's a marvel.
Good. By the way, Pyle, this is Captain Shamley, our base public information officer.
Sir?
Pyle? He heard about your garden and wanted to take a look at it so he can send a photographer down from the local paper. You know, tough Marine cultivates garden in spare time. Captain Shamley thought it might make a good human interest story.
Well, yes, sir. I'd be glad to. It's right out here in the back, right this way. My local newspaper.
Might even get you a national release on it. You never know.
Carry on.
Well, what do you say to that?
I say don't put your summer squash out and always use McAvoy super nitrate.
Where's Pyle? Gardening?
Right.
A farmer I got on my hands. Can you believe it? Not a Marine, a farmer.
Vince, it's with the Colonel's blessings. Relax. The Colonel's a gardener himself.
Yeah, but Pyle? Pyle of all people? Pyle?
What do you think? You think he'll really grow anything?
Sure he will. I can just see what a meathead like Pyle will grow. Like a circular carrot. Or maybe a potato with no eyes, just noses.
You can't tell. He sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Sure. Just wait.
You mean you think nothing will come up the way he expects it to, huh?
I'll bet on it. You give Pyle a watermelon seed, and I'll lay you 10 to 1. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Huh?
What you just said about nothing coming up the way Pyle expected it to just gave me a brainstorm.
What do you mean?
Sure. It's natural. Hey, how would you like to play a trick on Pyle, huh?
Like what, for instance?
You'll see. All you gotta do is go down to the market and get the biggest watermelon you can find. One with a stem.
Stem?
Right. And last but not least, get a big bottle of vodka and bring it back.
Vodka? I think I can understand the watermelon, but what's the vodka for?
Here, get it. You'll see. There we go. Just like the good old days. It's called plugging a watermelon.
So that's how it's done.
The cheapest party a guy could throw. 2 bits for the melon, a couple of bucks for the booze. Presto. Instant refreshments. Tastes wild, just wild.
I've heard of a Bloody Mary, I've heard of a screwdriver. But vodka and watermelon? What do they call that?
Huh? It's the all-purpose drink.
What?
You can eat it, drink it, wash your face in it, and get smashed all at the same time.
That's beautiful, Vince, beautiful.
Yeah. Now, see how the plug fits back nice and neat? You can't even tell where it's been cut out.
Hey, you're right, I can't.
Now, We just set this bomb in Pyle's watermelon patch and wait.
Listen, Vince, I think it's a funny gag, all right, but I'm not sure I get the point. What are you going to accomplish with it?
What am I going to accomplish? I'm going to accomplish the end of Pyle's gardening, that's what.
Yeah?
Yeah. He just gets a taste of a watermelon that he grew. He wakes up drunk. Pyle's never been drunk before. He wonders what hit him. And I tell him he's been poisoned. I point out that's the risk you run when you grow anything in this here soil around here. Presto, end of gardening.
Well, aren't you going to a lot of trouble? Why don't you just make him give up the garden?
Why? He's liable to complain to the colonel. Believe me, I'm doing this for his own good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on. It's time to take baby home to roost.
Golly, golly! Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter!
Here he comes. Right on schedule. Come on, look busy. Like you don't know from nothing.
Wait till you see, Sergeant, wait till you see.
Huh? What's up? Wait till I see what?
Just look at that, just look at that.
Where did you get that? From the mess hall?
No, I found it out in my garden this morning. It was growing.
You're kidding.
No, I found it in my melon patch just now.
That thing grew in your garden? Boy, look at that.
Oh, boy, Pyle, you really must have a green thumb.
A green thumb, a green arm all the way up to the shoulder.
There's just one thing I can't figure out, is how it grew so fast. All the other melons out there on the vine are just about that big.
And practically overnight, too.
It don't make no sense at all.
Wait a minute. I know what it is.
You do?
Sure. That Macintosh stuff.
Huh?
You know, that super-duper fertilizer you've been using.
McAvoy Super Nitrite?
That's it. I'll bet you instead of spreading out, it concentrated all in one place so that only one melon got all the vitamins.
Gosh, Sergeant, I don't know.
Sounds logical to me.
Of course it's logical. Let's face it, Pyle. Nobody is perfect when it comes to spreading fertilizer. Not even a natural-born farmer like yourself is perfect every time out, right?
No, sir, I guess not.
And this melon here proves it.
So there you are. The only thing that really matters is that you've grown yourself a prize-winning watermelon. How about that?
Well, thank you, Sergeant. And that's just the way I want it to be. I want you to be the first to know about anything I do, good or bad.
Good. Yes, sir, Pyle. It looks like you're going to have yourself some mighty fine watermelon eating there. So take it and enjoy yourself.
Sergeant, I want you to have the watermelon. Huh? On account it's the only way I can show my appreciation for you being so cooperative and letting me have the garden in the first place.
Oh, no, Pyle. I couldn't do that. This is your melon. You grew it. It wouldn't be right for me to even take one bite of it. And that goes for Boyle, too. And the entire platoon, in fact. So you take it.
But, Sergeant...
The satisfaction is all yours, Pyle. Every bit of it. Or should I say, every bite of it.
But I feel a whole lot better if you had it.
No, Pyle, I wouldn't think of it.
Well, please take it.
No.
Please.
Pyle, I want you to take this watermelon and eat every bite of it yourself. And that's an order. I mean, well, it's nice of you to offer, but, well, right is right. Here, take it and eat it in good health, Pyle. Cheers. I mean, enjoy it.
All right, Sergeant. And thank you. I only hope that someday I can be just half as thoughtful towards you as you are towards me.
Yeah, well, the next melon, Pyle. Maybe the next one, okay?
I consider that a promise, Sergeant. Bye.
Bye.
Boy, you almost stuck you with your own gag.
Yeah. You know, I kind of hate to do it. But like I said, it's for his own good. He's not that hot a Marine that he can afford to start taking up hobbies.
Say, how much time do you give it?
Well, he's, curious. I'd say it's a matter of minutes before he starts eating himself into a hangover.
Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter! I've been looking all over for you.
Pyle! Are you all right, Pyle?
I'm fine, just fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir, I never felt better. Why, did I look bad?
Huh? Oh, well, no. It's just I thought after eating all that prize watermelon, well, you know what they say, the eyes are bigger than the stomach.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you, Sergeant. I didn't eat it.
You didn't?
No, sir. After I left you, I got to thinking about what you said. Remember, you said right is right.
Yeah, so?
So, I got to thinking about who above all else deserved that watermelon more than anybody, even me.
Who, Pyle, who?
The one man without who I wouldn't even have a garden at all.
You didn't?
Yes, I did. I gave it to the colonel. I couldn't think of any better way to show my appreciation. What do you think, Sergeant?
Talk about a joke backfiring. What are you gonna do?
All I know is I gotta get that watermelon back from the colonel and fast.
And what do you think will happen when he gets a taste out of it?
I don't even want to think about it. Can't you guess? You know the colonel. He's death on any kind of drinking.
Yeah, and a watermelon pump full of vodka's a lot of drinking.
You want to see me, Sergeant?
Oh, yeah. Come on in, Pyle.
Hey, Corporal Boyle.
You know, Pyle, Corporal Boyle and I were just thinking.
About what?
The mistake you made giving that watermelon to the colonel.
Mistake? But that wasn't a mistake. I wanted him to have it.
I know. Nobody's knocking your motives, just your brains.
Huh?
Pyle, how could you give it to him without tasting it first? You don't even know what's inside. Suppose it's rotten. Or yellow and black inside and tastes like shoe polish. What then?
Well, it looked like a perfectly good melon from the outside.
Pyle, you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge a watermelon by its rind. Remember, it was awful big, and it grew awful fast. I'd worry about that.
You would?
Sure would. Might even be poisonous.
Poisonous?
Yeah, poisonous. I just hope it ain't too late to get it back.
Back?
Well, naturally. Unless, of course, you want to run the risk of having the colonel close down your garden for keeps right after he's had his stomach pumped.
All right. I'd better get that watermelon back right away.
Yeah. And the first place we better look is the officer's mess. It's probably sitting in the icebox there right now.
But, Sergeant, are you going with me?
Well, sure, Pyle. I don't want you to get in a jam with the colonel.
Well, that sure is thoughtful of you, Sergeant.
Yeah. All I gotta do is find a melon with a plug in it. It'll be a cinch.
Yeah, well, you better get it out of here.
Huh?
I mean, I don't want to serve the brass around here any spiked watermelons, or it'll be my head in a sling. Okay, come on over here. Okay, help yourself. Just stay out of sight, huh? I got an inspection due today.
God. Ain't that a coincidence? They must be planning on serving watermelon for dessert for the men as well tonight. What are you doing, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, I'm looking for your watermelon. What do you think I'm doing?
Well, they all look alike.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess you're right. I can't tell anything by feeling them. Oh, I know one. I'll taste them. And that way, if they all taste all right, then there's no problem.
Oh, good. I'll be glad to help. I just love it.
No, Pyle. Remember what I said about it being poison? Well, I can spot poison faster than you can. So if you just wait outside and see that nobody interrupts me, everything will be okay, okay?
But, Sergeant,
Pyle, there are taste buds and there are taste buds. Now, mine happen to be razor sharp. That's why I can't stand sea rations and you can. Now, if you'll just do as I say, we'll be in great shape, okay?
Well, yes, sir. I'll be outside if you want me. How you doing, Sergeant? Did you find my watermelon yet?
No, I didn't. And I'm not going to either. Because it's not in there.
Well, how do you know?
I just know.
Well, did you find a particular one that tasted bad?
No, they're all fine.
Well, then everything's all right.
Well,
Ah, you miserable freak! Huh? You cut open every one of those melons, didn't you? If I get one here,
Where do you suppose that melon could be, Sergeant?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not in the officer's mess. Are you sure he just didn't leave it sitting there in its office? Now think.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. I left right after I gave it to him, and all he said was thanks and how he better get it on ice right away.
Well, he didn't get it on ice. No.
What, Sergeant?
Someplace else he could put it on ice.
Huh?
His home. His own home.
You really sure my melon's gonna turn out to be bad, huh?
No. This is just insurance. In case yours turns out to be rotten, we'll put this one in its place. Smart?
Really is.
But now the whole trick is switching the melons. You better wait out here.
Oh, yes, Sergeant. What is it?
Watermelon for Colonel Gray.
Watermelon? Another one? One's already been delivered.
Yeah? The Colonel sent this over himself?
That's right.
Were you, gonna serve it?
That's right. Mrs. Gray's having a lunch, and I was about to serve it for dessert.
Oh, well, then I'm just in time. You see, there's been a mix-up.
Mix-up?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. That one's store-bought. This is the one that was grown right here on the base by one of the Colonel's own men. You see, it seems there was a mix-up right after it was picked.
Well, all right.
Yes, ma'am. You should have seen how proud the Colonel was when he saw.
Sergeant, aren't you leaving one of those?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I just wasn't thinking.
You did it, Sergeant. You got the watermelon back.
I think so, Pyle. I think so. With a little luck.
Looks perfectly all right to me. Wouldn't it be funny if it turned out to be sweet and red and juicy as any other? What's wrong, Sergeant?
No. I picked the wrong one. The wrong one.
Well, I don't understand, Sergeant. Didn't you go in there and...
You would, Pyle. You would. You would have to stick your big fat head in the window.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I didn't.
Shh.
Company B, Corporal Boss speaking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. It's the Colonel. He wants to see Pyle in his office right away.
He does, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, go tell Pyle the Colonel wants to see him in his office right away.
Just like that. You got nothing to do with it. Just throw Pyle to the wolves, huh?
Look, Boyle, don't give me that stuff. You went on the gag, too. Thought it was pretty good, as I recall.
All right, but the gag didn't work out the way you wanted.
So?
So, you gonna let him face the Colonel alone? What is he gonna say?
I'll say it again. I was doing it for his own good. It was just a way of getting him out of gardening and back to being a Marine. Look, if it had worked out the way I wanted it to, I'd... All right. I'll go see the Colonel, too. Maybe I can weasel word my way out of it. My combat record and all. Gunnery Sergeant Carter and Private First Class Pyle reporting as auditor.
At ease, men. I don't recall asking you to come in, Sergeant.
I know, sir, but I can explain everything.
Don't listen to him, sir. It's all on me. I'm the one to blame. Sergeant Carter didn't have nothing to do with it.
Blame? For what? What are you talking about?
For the way that my melon tasted.
Sir.
But the watermelon tasted fine. In fact, according to my wife, sensational.
Sir?
That's what I call Pyle in to tell him.
Did you hear that, Sergeant? They liked my watermelon after all.
Liked it. They loved it. Mrs. Gray said it was the hit of the bridge luncheon.
The Emerald Heights Chronicles. Smoke, Salons, and Symphonies. Chapter 1. The Barry White Breakfast. The walls of the Sterling Manor in Emerald Heights were not nearly as thick as the mortgage suggested. Young Arthur Jr., known to the world as A.J., sat at the breakfast table, poking a cold pancake with the skepticism of a forensic scientist. I didn't want to hear it, but I kinda wanted to hear it. A.J. muttered, his voice dropping into a conspiratorial whisper to the empty chair beside him. His father, Arthur Sterling, a man whose voice usually commanded the airwaves of Emerald Sports today, walked into the kitchen looking like he'd gone 10 rounds with a heavy-duty blender. "You shouldn't have been listening, son," Arthur sighed, rubbing his temples. "I was trying not to, Dad, but when that low, gravelly music starts thumping through the floorboards, you know, the Larry White stuff, I know things are either really good or really, really bad." Arthur stopped mid-pour of his coffee. "Who on earth is Larry White?" You know, A.J. mimicked a deep, silky bass, the old dude with the voice like velvet and gravy. "I love you. Baby, baby, baby. It's Barry White, A.J. And for your information, that wasn't a celebration playlist. That was a please don't set my remaining shoes on fire playlist." The tension in the Sterling house was thick enough to spread on toast. Arthur's wife, Beatrice, was currently holding a grudge that could be seen from space. The reason? A woman named Serafina Murphy had surfaced, claiming Arthur was the father of her non-existent child. In a fit of righteous, Emerald Heights fury, Beatrice had already incinerated Arthur's limited edition loafers and his vintage Porsche. "Is Mom coming down?" Jay asked. "She's sleeping in," Arthur said. "That's a good sign, right? In the same room?" Jay pressed. Arthur hesitated. "Well, no, but we're in the same zip code, which is a start." Jay rolled his eyes. "Look, Dad, I know the walls are thin. When I hear Teddy Pendergrass, I know you're trying. When I hear silence, I start looking for foster homes. And then you come down here smiling and giggling like a schoolboy. And Mama comes down right behind you all, hing hing hing. It's traumatic for a teenager." The honk of the school bus saved Arthur from further interrogation. "Go to school, A.J., and pray for your father's survival." As the boy scrambled out, the woman of the hour appeared. Beatrice Sterling didn't walk. She marched. She was the owner of Lady B's salon, a powerhouse of gossip and hairspray. And she was currently radiating a trust but verify energy that made Arthur's color feel 2 sizes too small. "Arthur," she said, her voice like silk over a razor blade. "Good morning, babe. I've been thinking all night. That explains the smoke coming out of your ears." Beatrice countered. She looked him in the eye, her expression softening just a fraction. "I've decided to trust you. I believe you didn't sleep with that Serafina woman. I'm letting it go." Arthur felt like a man who'd just received a stay of execution from the governor. "Baby, you serious? Thank you. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that." He moved to hug her, but she held up a finger. "However, I need Serafina's address. Just to verify." Arthur's relief vanished. "Trust but verify? That's what the KGB used to say, Beatrice." "Exactly," she smiled sweetly. "Now, go to work before I change my mind about your suits." Chapter 2. The ghost of one-night stands passed. Over at Lady B's salon, the atmosphere was electric. Not because of the hair dryers, but because Beatrice was expanding the business. She had hired a team of contractors, led by a man named Desmond. Desmond was the kind of man who made women accidentally drop their purses just so he could pick them up. He was tall, built like a Greek god in a tool belt, and currently standing in the middle of the salon floor. Beatrice's best friend and business partner, Leila, walked in, flanked by the blunt and perpetually single Jasmine. "Beatrice, this is the contractor I told you about, Desmond. His bid was a bit high, but his craftsmanship is legendary," Leila said, winking. Beatrice froze. She looked at Desmond. Desmond looked at Beatrice. A flicker of recognition passed between them, a flicker that Beatrice tried to extinguish with a cold stare. "You can start now," Beatrice said, her voice oddly stiff. "But I expect professional behavior. Always, boss lady." Desmond smirked. He leaned in as he passed her. 14 years, Beatrice. "You really don't remember me? College? The night of the great storm?" "I don't know what you're talking about," Beatrice hissed. "Get to work." Jasmine, who had the hearing of a bat when it came to scandals, leaned in. "Honey, that is the kind of man you make a fool of yourself for. How do you not remember him? Your mother would have remembered him. Your grandmother would have remembered him." "I remember," Beatrice whispered, her eyes darting around. "But Arthur is finally trusting me. I cannot have a 6'4" reminder of my wild college years swinging a hammer in my salon." "Wild?" Jasmine laughed. "Girl, you were a hurricane in heels back then. And now, you're trying to act like a saint while you're planning a secret mission to Serafina Murphy's house." "I have to know the truth, Jasmine," Beatrice said, grabbing her coat. "I'm going over there. Her neighbor said she gets in at noon." "I'm coming with you," Jasmine said, grabbing a tub of Vaseline from a shelf. "Just in case we need to get Malcolm X on her. By any means necessary." Chapter 3. The Serafina Revelation. While the women were on their warpath, Arthur was at the Emerald Sports Studio, trying to maintain his professional dignity. His partners, Reginald and Julian, were more interested in his personal life than the upcoming playoffs. Reginald was currently being shadowed by his girlfriend, Crystal. She stood by the studio door like Secret Service, watching his every move. "Man, she's here again?" Arthur whispered to Reginald. "She's everywhere, Arthur. She's like the air. Necessary but sometimes suffocating." Reginald sighed. Just then, Todd, the studio's bumbling intern, ran in holding a letter. "Mr. Sterling, this just got dropped off. From a Serafina Murphy." The room went silent. Arthur took the letter, his hands shaking slightly. He read it aloud. "Dear Arthur, I am so sorry for the trouble. Your wife came to see me this morning. I told her the truth. We never met. We were never together. I don't even have a kid. A friend put me up to this. I'm sorry. Your wife knows everything." Reginald cheered. "See? I told you. Standing your ground worked." But Arthur wasn't cheering. His face was a mask of realization. "She went to her house. She told me she trusted me. Then she went behind my back to investigate me like a federal fugitive." "Well, at least you're cleared," Julian said. "Cleared?" Arthur's eyes narrowed. "Oh, I'm cleared. But now it's time to make a point. If she wants drama, I'll give her a season finale she'll never forget." Chapter 4. The DNA Trap. That evening, the Sterling house was quiet. Beatrice was pacing the kitchen, feeling a toxic mix of guilt and relief. She had found out Arthur was innocent, but she had also realized she'd burned a Porsche for nothing. Arthur walked in, looking somber. "How was work, babe?" Beatrice asked, trying to sound casual. "Good. Same old," Arthur said, setting his briefcase down. "You? Great. I missed you." Arthur looked at her, his eyes welling with fake tears. He was putting his broadcasting skills to the ultimate test. "Beatrice, I can't do it. I can't live with the lie anymore." Beatrice's heart stopped. "Lee? What Lee? Lee. I lied." Arthur sobbed, a very convincing sob. "I did sleep with her. And the DNA test came back today. It's my baby. I told her to lie to you, to say she didn't know me, but I can't keep it inside." Beatrice's face went from pale to purple in 3 seconds. The Malcolm X energy Jasmine had talked about erupted like a volcano. "Have you lost your damn mind?" she screamed, lunging for a heavy vase. "You come in here after I told that woman I'd be peaceful, and you tell me you're a daddy. You're about to be a ghost, Arthur Sterling." Arthur ducked behind the kitchen island, laughing so hard he could barely breathe. Wait, check your pockets." Beatrice stopped, gasping for air. She pulled a crumpled letter from her pocket, the same letter Arthur had received at the studio. She read it, then looked at Arthur, who was now howling with laughter. You set me up, she yelled, though the anger was being replaced by sheepishness. You said you trusted me, Beatrice? Then you went to her house. That's not trust. That's a subpoena. I'm sorry, Beatrice cried, throwing her arms around him. I'm a crazy woman. I know it. Just don't give me a heart attack. Get off me, Beatrice. Chapter 5. Peaches and the Gateway Drug. A few weeks later, peace had supposedly returned to the Sterling household. But in Emerald Heights, peace was just the intermission between acts. Beatrice was doing laundry when she found a small, perfectly rolled joint in the hallway outside Jay's room. She stared at it as if it were a live grenade. Arthur ran into the room. What? Is the house on fire again? Look, drugs. Our son is a drug dealer. He's going to turn into his Uncle Harold. Who's Uncle Harold? The one they call Peaches now. He lost all his teeth and lives in a bus station. Our A.J. is going to be Peaches. Beatrice was hyperventilating. It's one joint, Beatrice. Let's be logical, Arthur said, though he looked worried. Logical? This is the gateway drug, Arthur. First it's weed, then it's heroin, then he's scratching his face and selling his braces for a fix. I will not have a crackhead for a child. They decided to stage an intervention when A.J. walked in from school, looking happy because he'd gotten an A on a test. He found his parents sitting in the dark with a stack of library books titled, So Your Son is a Junkie. What's cracking, parents? A.J. asked. What's cracking? Beatrice mimicked. You tell us, Peaches. We found your stash. A.J. looked at the joint. That's not mine. Don't lie to us, Arthur shouted. We found it in the hall. I'm telling you, it's not mine. Ask Mama Vivi. Mama Vivi, the sharp-tongued housekeeper and Arthur's mother, walked in. She was wearing a floral apron and a look of complete boredom. What is all this noise? I'm trying to watch my stories, Vivi grumbled. Mama Vivi, A.J. is doing drugs, Beatrice cried. Vivi looked at the joint. She snatched it out of Arthur's hand. Give me that. It's mine. The room went deathly silent. Yours? Arthur gasped. Yes, yours truly. Vivi said. Tucked the joint into her apron. The doctor prescribed it for my nausea. I have a little touch of the big C cancer. For you slow folks. The chemotherapy makes me feel like I've been kicked by a mule, and this calms my stomach. Beatrice burst into tears. Oh, Mama Vivi, we didn't know. Why didn't you tell us? Because I didn't want a fuss. And I certainly didn't want you calling me Peaches. Vivi glared at Beatrice. Now, get out of my kitchen. I've got a Bible study to get to, and I need to be appropriately relaxed. A.J. smirked. So, can I get that apology in the form of a PlayStation? Go to your room, A.J., Arthur, and Beatrice said in unison. Chapter 6. The Dinner Party from Hell. In an attempt to do something nice for their perpetually single friend, Jasmine, Beatrice and Layla decided to host a matchmaking dinner. We need to find her a man who likes a woman with presence, Layla said. You mean loud and ghetto? Arthur chimed in from the couch. Strong personality. Beatrice corrected. They invited 2 men from Arthur's gym. Billy, a police officer, and Scotty, a high school football coach. Both were the kind of men who spent more time looking at their own biceps in the mirror than at actual human beings. The dinner started awkwardly. Jasmine arrived, looking radiant, in a leopard print dress. But the moment she saw the gym bros, her internal alarm went off. So, Scotty, Jasmine said, taking a sip of wine. I like protein shakes and leg day, Scotty said, not looking up from his chicken breast. In the kitchen, Crystal, who had invited herself, and Reginald, was whispering to Beatrice. You can't help her, Beatrice. She needs to lose weight. These guys want a woman who fits in their gym bags. Beatrice was about to retort when she heard a commotion in the dining room. Billy and Scotty were whispering loud enough for everyone to hear. Man, I thought we were meeting some fine chicks, Billy sneered. This is a 2-for-1 deal. It would take both of us just to hit that. Jasmine stood up. The room went cold. Listen here, you bench-pressing bitch asses, Jasmine said, her voice dropping into a dangerous register. I am a masterpiece. I hold my man down. I am the whole meal, the dessert, and the after-dinner mint. You two couldn't handle this much, woman, if I came with an instruction manual. Good night, Beatrice. I'll take a to-go plate for the road. She swept out of the house like a queen, leaving the gym bros staring into their kale salads. Well, Arthur said into the silence. That went well. Chapter 7. The Proposal Paradox. The final act of the Emerald Heights drama centered on Julian and Layla. They had been living in sin for years, a situation that Layla's grandmother frequently reminded them was a one-way ticket to Hades. Julian decided it was time. He bought a ring, a $60,000 rock that could be seen from the moon. But, as news of the impending proposal spread, Layla began to panic. I don't know if I'm ready, she told Beatrice at the salon. What if we get married and ruin a good thing? Right now, we're happy. Marriage is like a ball and chain. Honey, you're already checked in, Beatrice said. You do the laundry, you cook the meals, you pick up the dog poop. You're already married. You just don't have the tax benefits. That night, Julian took Layla to a romantic dinner. He looked nervous. He started to bend down on one knee. Julian, don't, Layla cried. Your knees. They bother you. Don't bend down. Julian paused, halfway to the floor. Layla, I was just going to ask. I know. And I'm just so tired, Julian. I'm weary. My soul is weary. Layla started rambling about her tiredness until Julian stood back up, confused. The next day at the office, Julian was venting to Arthur and Reginald. I tried to propose, and she told me her soul was weary. What does that even mean? It means you're crashing and burning, man, Reginald said. You didn't use the man law. What's man law number 1? Julian asked. Never propose during that time of the month, Arthur said solemnly. And never, ever mention that time of the month aloud. It's like Voldemort. He who shall not be named. Later, Julian confronted Layla. Is that what this is? You're just sensitive because of the calendar? Layla's eyes turned into twin flames. Do not speak of the calendar, Julian. Unless you want to spend the rest of the month sleeping in the garage with Fifi. I'm just saying, Julian stammered. I want to marry you. But if you want to be weary and unmarried, fine. Fine, Layla shouted. They stood in the middle of their beautiful Emerald Heights living room, shouting fine at each other, until they realized they were both being ridiculous. I do want to marry you, Layla whispered. I'm just scared. I'm scared too, Julian said. But I'd rather be scared with you than weary without you. He didn't get on one knee. He just handed her the box. She opened it, gasped at the $60,000 sparkle, and kissed him. Is there a prenup? She asked mid-kiss. Layla, just checking. In the end, Emerald Heights remained as it always was. A place of thin walls, burnt cars, medical marijuana, and a whole lot of love that survived in spite of the chaos. As the sun set over the manicured lawns, the faint sound of Barry White began to drift from the Sterling house. Jay, sitting on the porch, sighed. Here we go again. Larry White is back. The end. Thin walls and thicker plots. A Veridian Heights comedy. Chapter 1. The Baritone of Despair. Veridian Heights was the kind of neighborhood where the lawns were manicured by laser-guided mowers and the secrets were buried beneath layers of expensive mulch. At the center of this suburban utopia lived the Sterlings. The morning began, as most did, with the smell of expensive coffee and the sound of a teenage boy eavesdropping. Milo Sterling, 14 and possessing the hearing of a nocturnal predator, sat at the kitchen island poking at a bowl of soggy cereal. I didn't want to hear it, Milo muttered to himself, but my ears didn't give me a choice. His father, Miles Sterling, a man whose voice was as smooth as aged bourbon and twice as intoxicating to sports fans, walked into the kitchen. He looked like he hadn't slept, or if he had, it was in a suit made of regrets. Who didn't you want to hear, son? Miles asked, reaching for the carafe. You and Mom, Milo replied flatly. I know the signs. If I hear the singing, everything is fine. But last night? Silence. Not a single note of Larry White. Miles paused, mid-paw. Larry White? You mean Barry White, kid. The man with the voice that sounds like a velvet rug? Him too, Milo shrugged. All I know is, when that deep voice music starts playing through the walls, I know you guys are making up. When it's quiet, well, you ain't smiling today, so I guess Mom is still on the warpath. Miles sighed. The walls in their custom-built mansion were remarkably thin. A structural irony that Ava, his wife, frequently pointed out. Your mother is... Reflecting, Miles said carefully. Reflecting? Dad, she burned your golf clubs last month because you forgot to take out the recycling. What did she do this time? Before Miles could answer, the room's temperature seemed to drop 10 degrees. Ava Thorne entered. She was a vision of perfection, hair laid to the gods, a silk robe that cost more than Miles's first car, and eyes that could pierce armor. Morning, she said, her voice a clipped melody. How was your night, babe? Miles asked, projecting a confidence he didn't feel. It was quiet, Ava replied, looking directly at him. Extremely quiet. I slept like a woman who has finally realized she's been living a lie. Milo looked from his father to his mother. As the front door slammed, the real battle began. Chapter 2. The Serafina Moon Scandal. The source of the quiet was a woman named Serafina Moon. 2 weeks ago, Serafina had appeared at Miles's studio, claiming that Miles was the father of her 3-year-old child. She had receipts, or at least, things that looked like receipts in a dimly lit parking lot. Ava had reacted with her trademark subtlety. She had doused Miles' favorite Italian leather shoes in gasoline and watched them melt into a puddle of expensive sorrow. She had also moved him to the guest room, which was conveniently located next to the laundry room, where the hum of the dryer served as a constant reminder of his washed-up status. I decided to trust you, Ava said suddenly, pouring herself a glass of orange juice. Miles froze. You did? Truly? I've been thinking all night. The smoke from your brain must have filled the house. I believe you didn't sleep with that creature. I'm letting it go. Miles felt a weight lift. He rushed toward her, arms open. Ava, you have no idea. I've been waiting for this. I'll soundproof the guest room tonight. No, I'll move back in. We can... I said I trust you, Ava interrupted, holding up a manicured hand. But I also believe in trust, but verify. Miles' face fell. Wait, why? If you trust me, I trust you to be a man, Miles. And men are easily fooled. I need to look into that woman's eyes and see if she's lying, or if she just has really good aim with a paternity suit. Chapter 3. Thorne's Tresses and the Contractor from Hell. Thorne's Tresses was the hottest salon in Viridian Heights. It was a place of transformation, gossip, and the occasional physical altercation over hair extensions. Ava arrived to find her best friend, Jade, already holding court. Jade was the kind of woman who wore neon cheetah print to a funeral and could find a silver lining in a hurricane, as long as the hurricane blew her toward a sail. Girl, you look like you've seen a ghost, Jade shouted over the hum of a blow-dryer. Not a ghost. A contractor, Ava replied, pointing toward the back of the salon, where a man was measuring a load-bearing wall. The man was Theo. He was 6'4" of pure, unadulterated trouble, with muscles that looked like they were carved out of mahogany. He was also the man Ava had a brief encounter with 14 years ago, during a wild summer in college, when her judgment was temporarily clouded by tequila and bad decisions. Theo? Jade whispered, her eyes widening. The Theo? The one who... Shh. Ava hissed. Miles doesn't know. Nobody knows. He thinks Theo is just the best contractor in the city, which, unfortunately, he is. Theo walked over, wiping sweat from his brow with a towel. Hey, Ava. The expansion is on schedule. Jade smirked. I bet you know all about carrying heavy loads, don't you, honey? Ava glared at Jade. Theo, Just do the job. Keep it professional. I pay you to build walls, not to reminisce about them. Reminisce? Theo grinned, a flash of white teeth. I wouldn't dream of it. But you have to admit, those were some good times in the dorms. I was young and dumb, Theo. Just then, Leela, the local realtor, and a woman who breathed drama like oxygen, walked in with her tiny poodle, Fifi. Darlings, you will not believe the news, Lila announced. Serafina Moon? I heard she was spotted at the mall, buying baby clothes. But get this, the baby she was with? It had blue eyes. Miles has brown eyes. Serafina has brown eyes. Unless science has taken a very strange turn, that baby is not a Sterling. Ava felt a surge of triumph. I knew it. Jade, get my bag. We're going to Serafina's. I'm going to end this today. Chapter 4. The studio and the scent of Kiki. While Ava was plotting her confrontation, Miles was at the C Sports Now studio, trying to maintain his dignity while his partner, Reggie, made fun of his life. Reggie was Miles' best friend and business partner, a man who had more ex-wives than Miles had suits. His current flame was Kiki, Miles' own ex-girlfriend from a decade ago. It was a messy, incestuous social circle that made Miles' skin crawl. Look at him. Reggie laughed, pointing at Miles. The man is a shell, a hollowed-out coconut of a man. Shut up, Reggie, Miles muttered, adjusting his tie. Kiki walked into the studio, carrying a bag of takeout. She was wearing a dress that was 2 sizes too small and enough perfume to knock out a medium-sized horse. Brought you lunch, Reggie Poo? Kiki chirped. She turned to Miles. Oh, hi, Miles. Still living in the guest room? I heard Ava is looking for a good divorce lawyer. I have a few numbers. Ava is not divorcing me, Kiki. She trusts me. Is that why she was seen driving toward the bad part of town with a bottle of Vaseline in her glove box? Reggie asked. Because when a woman like Ava brings Vaseline to a meeting, it's not for her lips. Miles' heart hammered. Ava was going to Serafina's. This could go one of 2 ways. A peaceful resolution or a local news segment involving a SWAT team. Just then, Todd, the studio's clumsy intern, ran in with an envelope. Mr. Sterling, this just arrived. It's from Serafina Moon. Miles tore it open. Dear Marcus, she still used his old stage name. I am so sorry. Your wife came to see me. She is terrifying. I told her the truth. I don't have a kid. I was put up to this by a friend who wanted to get back at you. Please don't let her come back. She threatened to make me bald. Miles let out a breath he'd been holding for a week. She confessed. It was a prank. Reggie frowned. A friend put her up to it? Who would do that? Miles looked at Kiki. Kiki suddenly became very interested in her salad. Kiki, Miles said, his voice dropping an octave. Did you have anything to do with this? I don't know what you're talking about. Kiki squealed. I have to go. Reggie, I'll see you at home. She bolted out of the studio. Well, Reggie said, at least she's consistent. Chapter 5. The Peaches Incident. Back at the Sterling mansion. The drama shifted from infidelity to narcotics. Mommy B, the housekeeper who had been with the family since Milo was a baby, was in the kitchen, suspiciously quiet. Mommy B was usually a whirlwind of cleaning and criticism. But today, she was sitting by the window, staring at a bird feeder. Ava and Miles returned home together, having reconciled over a very expensive dinner. Their joy was short-lived. What is that smell? Ava asked, sniffing the air. It smells like burning skunk. Miles followed the scent to the hallway outside Milo's room. He reached down and picked up a small, hand-rolled cigarette. Is this a joint? Miles whispered. Ava's eyes nearly popped out of her head. A joint? In my house? My son is a drug lord? My baby is going to be a crackhead. Ava is just weed. Calm down, Miles tried to reason. Calm down? First it's weed, then it's heroin. Then he's living under a bridge, selling his teeth for a hit of something called the Blue Dream. We've lost him, Miles. He's going to turn into my Uncle Harold. They call him Peaches now because he has no teeth and lives in a peach crate. Milo, Miles roared. Milo came downstairs, looking confused. Yeah? What's with the yelling? Is there a fire? You tell us! Ava screamed, thrusting the joint in his face. Are you flying high, as a kite, on the Mary Jane? Are you looking for the unlock? Milo stared at the joint. Mom, I don't even know how to roll a burrito. You think I made that? That's not mine. Don't lie to me, Peaches. Ava sobbed. I saw a video at the library. Drugs are for jabber turkeys. They make you look like a fool. I'm not lying. I found that in the hallway. Milo protested. Just then, Mamie B walked into the room. She looked tired, but her eyes were sharp. Will you two shut up? She snapped. You're giving the neighbors a show. Mamie, our son is a drug addict. Ava wailed. Mommy B sighed. He ain't a drug addict. That's mine. The room went silent. Yours? Miles asked, stunned. Mommy B, you're 70 years old. You're supposed to be knitting, not rolling blunts. It's medicinal, Mommy B said, her voice softening. I've been going through some treatments. Chemo. The doctor prescribed it for the nausea. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want the fuss. The anger drained out of Ava instantly. I'm fine, Mommy B grumbled, though she hugged her back. But the boy is right. The walls are thin, and if I hear one more word about peaches or jabber turkeys, I'm going to prescribe myself a double dose. Chapter 6. The Dinner Party from Hell. A week later, life had settled into a rhythm of renovation and apology. Ava felt bad for her best friend Jade, who was still single and dating men who thought buffet was a formal dress code. I'm hosting a dinner party, Ava announced at the salon. Jade, I'm fixing you up. Fixing me up? With who? Jade asked, suspicious. Miles and Reggie are bringing some high-quality friends from the gym. Athletes. Professionals. The night of the party was a disaster of epic proportions. Miles and Reggie arrived with two men who looked like they had been inflated with a bicycle pump. One was a police officer named Billy, and the other was a football coach named Scotty. Lila and Kiki also crashed the party, because Kiki couldn't go 5 minutes without checking if Miles was still miserable. So, Jade, Billy said, eyeing her through his sunglasses, which he wore indoors. Do you work out? Because I like a woman with substance. Substance? Jade narrowed her eyes. Are you calling me fat, officer? I'm saying I like a 2-for-1 deal. Scotty laughed, elbowing Billy. More bang for the buck. The table went silent. Ava's grip on her wine glass tightened until it threatened to shatter. What did you just say? Ava asked, her voice a low, dangerous purr. Oh, lighten up, Angie, Kiki chirped. They're just joking. Though, Jade, I do have a great meal replacement shake, if you're interested. It tastes like cardboard, but it keeps the thighs from rubbing. Jade stood up. She didn't scream. She didn't throw a drink. She simply picked up her plate of fried chicken and mac and cheese. You know what? Jade said, her voice trembling with pride. I love all of this that God made, and I hold my man down. If something goes wrong, I handle it. So you high-quality fools can go to hell with your bitch-ass attitudes. I'm going home, and I'm taking a to-go plate. She marched out, slamming the door so hard the chandelier rattled. Ava turned to Miles. You brought those animals into my house? I didn't know they were like that. Miles protested. They seemed cool at the squat rack. The squat rack is not a personality test. Miles, Chapter 7. The Gay Husband. The tension at home was further complicated by the arrival of Nico. Nico was Ava's best friend from college. He was handsome, charming, and according to Ava, very, very gay. Miles had allowed Nico to hang out with Ava for years, even going on dancing dates and shopping sprees because he felt secure knowing Nico had no interest in women. However, Reggie and Lila had other ideas. Miles, you're an idiot, Lila said, sipping a martini at the studio. Nico isn't gay. He's a Nico the Trick. He was a legendary player in college. No, He's gay, Miles insisted. Ava told me. He wears pashminas. He wears pashminas because they're soft on the skin of the women he's seducing, Reggie shouted. He's playing you, man. Miles decided to test the theory. He invited Nico and Ava to the house and brought along Big Frank, a 300-pound security guard from the studio. Nico, Miles said, grinning like a shark. I have a surprise for you. This is Frank. He's single, he's gay, and he loves to cuddle. I thought you two would hit it off. Nico looked at Frank. Frank looked at Nico and winked. Oh. Wow, Nico stammered. He's very big, and he just got his legs waxed, Miles added. He's ready for a nightcap. Why don't you two go back to your hotel and spoon? Nico turned pale. He looked at Ava, then at Miles. Okay, fine. I'm not gay, Ava gasped, feigning shock. Nico, you lied to me? All those times we went bra shopping? You knew, Nico shouted. You told me to play along so Miles wouldn't get jealous. Miles crossed his arms. I knew you knew. And I knew he wasn't gay. I just wanted to see how far you'd take the Pashmina defense. Ava smirked. Well, it worked for 3 years, didn't it? Men and women can be friends, Miles. We proved it. Yeah, Miles muttered, until Big Frank entered the chat. Chapter 8. The Proposal Paradox. The final act of the Viridian Heights drama centered on Leela and Jackson, the studio's CFO. Jackson had decided it was time to settle down. He bought a ring, a $57,000 rock, that could be seen from space, and planned a romantic dinner. Leela, however, was having a crisis. I don't know if I want to be married, she told Ava. I like my freedom. I like my bank account. I like not having to share the remote. But you already live together, Ava pointed out. You do everything married people do. You just don't have the legal protection. Exactly, Leela said. Why ruin a good thing with paperwork? My grandma says we're living in sin, but my grandma also thinks the earth is flat and that microwaves are spying on us. The night of the proposal, Jackson got down on one knee. Lila, he began, his voice trembling. I've been thinking about how much I love you. Oh, Jackson, stop, Leela cried. Don't do it. Don't bend the knee. Your joints aren't what they used to be. Leela, what are you talking about? I'm tired, Jackson. I'm just a weary soul. I can't be a wife. I'm too sensitive. It's that time of the month. Jackson froze. The one rule of being a man in Viridian Heights or anywhere on earth was that you never mention the time of the month during a proposal. Is that what this is? Jackson asked. A fatal mistake. You're just being sensitive because of your cycle? The room went silent. Even Fifi, the poodle, stopped barking. Leela stood up, her eyes flashing like lightning. Did you just attribute my deeply held philosophical fears about the institution of marriage to my hormones? Miles said. Miles is an idiot, Lila screamed. And you are definitely not ready to get married. Put that ring back in the bag and go to your mother's house. Epilogue. The Cycle of Life. The novel ends where it began, in the Sterling kitchen. Miles and Ava were sitting at the island, sharing a laugh over the latest gossip. Reggie and Kiki had surprisingly eloped in a courthouse. Kiki had a puff of smoke machine hidden in her purse. And Theo had finished the salon expansion without any accidental kisses. Milo walked in, looking at his parents. Is the Larry White playing? He asked. No, son, Miles smiled, pulling Ava close. It's quiet, but a good kind of quiet. Good, Milo said, grabbing an apple, because the walls are still thin, and I really don't want to hear about Jackson's man-law mistakes ever again. Ava laughed, leaning her head on Miles's shoulder. In Viridian Heights, the walls might be thin, but the plots were always thick enough to keep things interesting. The end. Thin walls and thick plots. A novel of urban chaos. A novel. Prologue. The Gary Light Symphony. In the upscale, gossip-drenched neighborhood of Magnolia Heights, the walls didn't just have ears. They had front row seats. For young Vance, the teenage son of the illustrious and volatile Sterling Vance household, the architectural integrity of their mansion was a personal grievance. He sat at the breakfast table, poking at a piece of lukewarm French toast, while the muffled sounds of rhythmic bass and a soul-bearing baritone vibrated through the ceiling. See, I didn't want to hear it, but I kinda wanted to hear it, Vance muttered to himself. His father, Arthur Sterling, a man who carried himself with the confidence of a king but the domestic stability of a house of cards, strode into the kitchen. He looked suspiciously refreshed. "Now, you shouldn't have been listening, son," Arthur said, reaching for the orange juice. "I was trying not to, Dad," Vance sighed. "But I know the routine. When you guys come down smiling and singing those Gary Light songs, it means my eardrums have been violated by proxy." "Gary Light?" Arthur chuckled, leaning against the marble counter. "You mean the man with the voice like velvet-covered thunder? I love you, baby, baby, baby." "Yeah, him," Vance said. "Keep talking that low, and you're gonna need a throat lozenge. Is Mom coming down? She's sleeping in." It was a long night. Vance squinted. "Slept late? That's either a sign of a truce, or a sign that you finally wore her out with your excuses about that Cassandra Black woman." Arthur's smile faltered. The name Cassandra Black was the radioactive isotope currently destabilizing their marriage. Rumors of a secret child and a long-standing affair had turned Valerie, the matriarch of the house, into a human flamethrower. "We're in the same room, Vance." "That's progress," Arthur said. Chapter 1. The Art of the Fake Truce. Valerie Sterling was not a woman who let things go. She was a woman who stored things for tactical use. When she finally descended the stairs, she looked radiant, a terrifying sign of a storm brewing in the eye of a hurricane. "Good morning, Marcus. Arthur." She corrected herself with a sharp smile. In her head, she still associated him with his old college alias, but today was about trust. "Good morning, babe," Arthur said, stepping toward her like he was approaching a bomb. "I've been thinking all night long." "That explains the smoke I smelled," Valerie retorted, her voice dripping with honeyed acid. "But listen, I've decided something. I've decided to trust you. I believe you didn't sleep with Cassandra. I'm letting it go." Arthur looked like he had just been pardoned by the governor. "You serious?" "Baby, do you know how long I've been waiting to hear that?" "Thank you." He moved to hug her, but Valerie held up a manicured hand. "I love you. You're the best. But remember the old saying, trust, but verify." As Arthur headed to the office, feeling like a weight had been lifted, Valerie pulled out her phone. Her contact list was a weaponized directory. She tapped the name of her best friend and partner in crime, Jolene. "Jolene? I got the address. Cassandra Black. We're going over there at noon. Bring the Vaseline and a change of shoes. It's about to be a Malcolm X kind of afternoon." Chapter 2. Dust, Drills, and Distractions. While the Sterling marriage was being held together by Scotch tape and lies, Valerie's business, the Velvet Room Salon, was undergoing a massive expansion. The contractor, a towering, muscular man named Malik, was a ghost from Valerie's wild college days. Jolene sat in a stylist's chair, watching Malik work with a level of intensity usually reserved for professional athletes or predators. "Girl, how do you not remember him?" Jolene whispered to Valerie as they watched Malik lift a heavy beam. "That man is a whole meal with a side of dessert." "It was 14 years ago, Jolene. One night. I was young, I was in college, and I was thorough," Valerie whispered back. "But I'm a happily married woman now. I have to keep it professional." Malik walked over, wiping sweat from his brow. Valerie. "We've got a problem. This wall here? It's load-bearing." "What does that mean?" Valerie snapped. "It means it's carrying a heavy load." "It supports the whole roof," Malik explained, his voice rumbling in a way that made Jolene fan herself with a magazine. "I wish you would carry my heavy load," Jolene muttered under her breath. Valerie ignored her. "Just do your job, Malik. I pay on time, and I want results. No extra costs." No extra costs, Malik promised, his eyes lingering on her a second too long. But, you know, looking at your son Vance. He looks familiar. The way he walks, the way he has that poor circulation in his left leg. Valerie froze. How do you know about his circulation? I had the same thing when I was a kid, Malik said casually. Grew out of it around 13. Same as him. The air in the salon suddenly felt very thin. Valerie's mind raced through a frantic chronological map of 14 years ago. Could it be? No. Arthur was the father. He had to be. Right? Chapter 3. The Poodle and the Ploy. At the C Sports Network studio, Arthur and his partner Julian were wrapping up their latest broadcast. The ratings were high, but the tension in the office was higher. Reggie, their third business partner, had started dating Arthur's ex-girlfriend, Candace. Candace was currently in the studio, fluffing Reggie's ego while simultaneously glaring at Arthur. You guys were great today, Candace purred, ignoring the fact that Arthur was standing right there. Reggie, you're the star. Arthur, you're... Todd, Arthur barked at their intern. Go get the mail. Now, Todd, a man who seemed to exist solely to be the target of Arthur's frustration, scurried away. He returned moments later with a letter that looked like it had been handled by someone with very dirty hands. It's from Cassandra Black, Todd whispered. Arthur's heart skipped a beat. He opened it and read, Dear Arthur, I'm so sorry for the trouble. Your wife came to see me. I told her the truth, that we never met, and I don't have a kid. I was put up to it by a friend I no longer talk to. Arthur felt a surge of triumph, followed by a cold wave of realization. Valerie went to her house. She said she trusted me. Then she went behind my back. I'm gonna make my point, Arthur muttered. But first, I'm gonna make her sweat. Chapter 4. The Uncle Peaches Incident. Back at the Sterling residence, the drama shifted from infidelity to narcotics. Valerie was doing laundry when she found a perfectly rolled joint in the hallway outside Vance's room. The reaction was instantaneous. Arthur, get in here, she screamed. Our son is a crackhead. It's a joint, Valerie. It's weed, Arthur said, trying to be the voice of reason. It's the gateway. Next thing you know, he'll be on the street corner with no teeth, scratching himself and asking for change. Do you remember my Uncle Harold? They call him Peaches now because he lost his mind to the drugs. I will not have a son named Peaches. Vance walked in, looking confused. Hey guys, what's cracking? What's cracking is your future, young man, Valerie yelled. We found your Mary Jane in the hall. That's not mine, Vance protested. I don't even know what that is. Don't lie to me. Go to your room. You're grounded until you're 30. As Vance retreated upstairs, muttering about calling Child Protective Services, the real culprit emerged from the shadows. Mama G, the family's live-in housekeeper and moral compass, stood in the kitchen doorway. The boy didn't do it, Mama G said quietly. Of course you'd defend him, Valerie sighed. You're too soft on him. It's mine, Mama G said, her voice trembling slightly. The marijuana is the only thing that keeps my stomach calm. The silence that followed was heavy. The fire starter was suddenly extinguished. Valerie and Arthur rushed to Mama G, folding her into a hug. Why didn't you tell us? Arthur asked. I didn't want to fuss. Mama G wiped a tear. I'm not dead yet. I just needed to calm my stomach. But that joint, I thought I smoked it already. I must have been high as hell to leave it in the hallway. Chapter 5. The Gay Friend Gambit. A few days later, a visitor arrived at the salon. It was Nathaniel, an old college friend of Valerie's. He was tall, handsome, and carried himself with an effortless grace. Nathaniel, Valerie squealed, hugging him. You look amazing. So do you, Val, he grinned. How's the husband? He's suspicious, Valerie whispered. Listen, back in college, I told him you were gay, so he wouldn't get jealous of us hanging out. You have to play along. Valerie, I'm a straight man with 3 ex-wives. Nathaniel laughed. But for you, I'll be the queen of the prom. When Arthur arrived at the salon later that evening, he found Valerie and Nathaniel laughing over a bottle of wine. Arthur, you remember Nathaniel? Valerie said brightly. My gay husband from college? Arthur narrowed his eyes. He had been briefed by Julian and Reggie earlier. They had revealed the truth. Nathaniel was a notorious player in college who had tried to hit on everything that moved. Oh, I remember, Arthur said, a predatory smile spreading across his face. In fact, Nathaniel, I have someone I want you to meet. Big Frank, the security guard at the studio. He's looking for a friend, just like you. He just got out of prison for attempted murder on his last lover. But don't worry, he's a cuddler. Nathaniel's face turned several shades of pale. Actually, I think I'm seeing someone. A guy from Tableton. Yeah, Mr. Tableton. Tableton? Arthur stepped closer. He sounds lovely. But Big Frank is already on his way. He just had his legs waxed, and he's feeling frisky. Nathaniel broke. Okay, I'm not gay. I'm straight. Valerie, tell him. I knew it, Arthur yelled. You lied to me for 15 years. I just wanted to hang out with my friend without you turning into a silverback gorilla. Valerie shouted back. Men and women can't be friends. Arthur argued. I did not. Nathaniel interjected, though he looked like he was reconsidering as he looked at Valerie. Chapter 6. The Matchmaking Meltdown. In an attempt to distract Jolene from her obsession with Malik the contractor, Valerie and Serena, the high-powered real estate agent, decided to host a dinner party to set Jolene up with quality men. They invited Billy, a police officer, and Scotty, a high school football coach. The dinner was a disaster from the first course. So, Jolene, Billy said, looking at her with a judgmental eye. Do you work out? I work out my jaw at the buffet. Jolene snapped, reaching for another piece of fried chicken. I think you'd be a great 2-for-1 deal, Scotty joked to Billy, thinking he was being quiet. Jolene stood up, her eyes flashing. Let me tell you bitch-ass fools something. You'd be lucky to have a woman like me. I hold my man down. I handle my business. You two can take your handcuffs and your whistles and go straight to hell. And Valerie, I better have a to-go plate waiting for me tomorrow. She stormed out, leaving the quality men stunned and the dinner party in ruins. Chapter 7. The Proposal Paradox. As the weeks passed, the group's focus shifted to Reggie and Candace. I'm gonna do it, man, Reggie told Arthur and Julian at the gym. I'm gonna ask Candace to marry me. Without a prenup? Arthur asked, horrified. That woman will take your soul and your 401k. A prenup is a setup for failure, Reggie quoted Candace's favorite line. Meanwhile, Serena was having her own crisis. She had been dating Julian for years, and while she loved the no-strings-attached arrangement, seeing everyone else get engaged was making her twitchy. Julian, if you ever get down on one knee. Don't, Serena told him over dinner. Your knees bother you. You can't handle that kind of stress. I wasn't planning on it, Serena, Julian said, confused. I thought we liked things the way they are. We do. But if you did want to, would you? No. Why mess up a good thing? Serena's face fell. Oh, so you think marrying me would be messing things up? Serena, you just told me not to do it. That was a test, Julian. A test you failed. Chapter 8. The time of the month and the final stand. The climax of the season arrived on a Tuesday, a day that would live in sterling infamy. Reggie and Candace had gone through with a courthouse wedding, much to the chagrin of the rest of the group. They arrived at the office, Candace flashing a diamond ring the size of a postage stamp. We did it, Candace squealed. We're officially Mr. and Mrs. Reggie. Serena, watching the display, turned to Julian. Where's my ring? You said no, Serena. Multiple times. I changed my mind. I want a ring. I want a horse. I want 5,000 doves. I'm so confused, Julian groaned, rubbing his temples. Leslie, Serena. What is the date? What time of the month is it? The room went deathly silent. Arthur and Reggie backed away slowly, like they were witnessing a nuclear core meltdown. What did you just ask me? Serena whispered, her voice vibrating with enough power to level a city block. I'm just saying. You're a little sensitive right now. It happens every month around this time. Julian, Arthur whispered. Losing altitude. Pull up, pull up. Mayday, mayday. Reggie added, making crashing noises with his mouth. Do not say another word, Serena said, her voice dropping to a terrifying calm. You just dug a hole so deep you're gonna find oil. You never, ever bring up that time. That is man law number 1. I was just making an observation. Julian cried out as Serena began to chase him around the office with a heavy stapler. Back at the Sterling house, Arthur and Valerie sat on the porch, watching the sunset over Magnolia Heights. You know, Arthur said, taking her hand. Despite the fake kids, the gay friends, the weed-smoking housekeepers, and the load-bearing walls, I think we're gonna be okay. Valerie looked at him, a genuine smile finally reaching her eyes. We are. But Arthur? Yeah, babe? If I ever find out you actually did sleep with Cassandra Black, I'm calling Big Frank. And he's bringing his wax kit. Arthur swallowed hard. Understood. I love you, baby, baby, baby. Shut up, Gary Light. She laughed, leaning her head on his shoulder as the thin walls of their home finally went quiet. Epilogue, the DNA mystery. In the salon, Malik the contractor was packing up his tools. He looked at a photo of Vance on the wall one last time. He pulled out a small plastic swab from his pocket, a DNA kit he had borrowed from a friend. 13 years old, Malik mused. Born in June. Same as my little accident. He tucked the kit away and walked out into the night, leaving the door open just a crack enough for the next storm to blow through. The end. The echoes of Oasis Heights. A comedy of errors, secrets, and very thin walls. Prologue. The Jerry Gray syndrome. The walls of the Sterling mansion in Oasis Heights were many things. Ivory-colored, adorned with expensive minimalist art, and unfortunately for 17-year-old Caleb, about as soundproof as a wet paper bag. Caleb sat at the mahogany breakfast island, poking at a bowl of soggy granola. He didn't want to hear it, but he really wanted to hear it. It was the ultimate adolescent paradox. You're doing that thing again, a voice croaked from the kitchen doorway. It was Mamu, the family's long-standing housekeeper and unofficial matriarch. She was currently clutching a bottle of multivitamins and looking at Caleb with an expression that suggested she'd seen enough drama to fill 10 seasons of a daytime soap. I'm not doing anything, Caleb insisted. You're listening to the ceiling, child. You're waiting for them to come down the stairs singing Jerry Gray songs. Who's Jerry Gray? Caleb asked, though he knew exactly who it was. Oh, stop it. You know Jerry, that big fellow with the voice like velvet-covered thunder. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. Baby. That low-octave, soul-shaking voice. Whenever your father starts playing that, you know it's about to be a long morning. Caleb groaned. It's traumatizing, Mamu. If I hear Jerry Gray, I know they're coming down here giggling like toddlers who just discovered fire. They think they're being subtle. They aren't. Just then, the heavy footsteps of Malik Sterling echoed on the stairs. He arrived in the kitchen, with a grin that could power the entire West Coast power grid. He looked far too happy for a Tuesday morning. Morning, champ, Malik chirped, clapping Caleb on the shoulder. Yeah, Dad, whatever, Caleb mumbled. Where's Mom? Oh, Arya's coming. She overslept. A very good sign, wouldn't you say? Malik winked at Mamu. Caleb stared into his granola. Is she sleeping in the same room again? Did you guys finally make up after the great Sabrina incident? Malik's smile faltered for a microsecond. Don't think I didn't hear you complaining about the Jerry Gray tracks. I just think we need better insulation, Dad. For everyone's sanity. Chapter 1. The Salon and the Scandal. Arya Sterling was the queen of Arya's luxe artistry, the most sought-after salon in the Heights. She was a woman of fire, fashion, and a temper that could melt steel. For the past week, her life had been a whirlwind of fury, ever since an anonymous letter arrived, claiming Malik had a secret love child with a woman named Sabrina Murphy. Arya burst into her salon like a hurricane in Prada. Her best friends and employees, Jasmine and Lila, were already there, surrounded by the scent of hibiscus oil and high-end hairspray. I told him I trust him, Arya announced, slamming her purse onto the counter. Jasmine, who was busy mixing a platinum blonde toner, looked up skeptically. You told Malik you trust him? Arya, the last time you trusted him with a secret, you ended up hiring a private investigator to follow him to a Taco Bell. I'm trying to be a new woman, Jasmine. Leela, the more sophisticated of the group, nodded. That's growth, Arya. Maturity. Exactly, Arya said, her eyes narrowing, which is why I've already gotten Sabrina Murphy's home address, and I'm going over there this afternoon to see if she's actually pregnant or just a pathological liar. Jasmine cackled. There it is, the Arya we know and love. From Martin Luther King peaceful talk to Malcolm X, by any means necessary in under 30 seconds. I have to know, Leela, Arya cried. I've been through too much with Malik to let some random woman burn down my marriage with a fake ultrasound. While Arya spiraled, the salon's expansion project was in full swing. The contractor, a muscular man named Dante, walked in with a roll of blueprints. He was handsome, smooth, and possessed a smile that made Jasmine forget how to breathe. Arya froze. She stared at Dante. Dante stared at Arya. Arya, this is the contractor Leela recommended, Jasmine said, oblivious to the tension. Arya didn't speak. Her mind flashed back 14 years to a wild college weekend. A blur of neon lights, cheap tequila, and a very handsome stranger named Dante. Dante smirked. I'm looking forward to working with you, boss lady. Though the bid was a little high, I promise the work will be done right. Arya turned to Leela, her voice a sharp whisper. Is he going to be here every day? Unfortunately, yes, Leela replied. Is there a problem? No, Arya lied, her heart hammering against her ribs. No problem at all. Chapter 2. The Letter and the Trap. Across town, at the Sterling and Jetson Sports Agency, Malik was celebrating his newfound freedom. His business partners, Julian and Reginald, were watching the monitors as their latest sports broadcast went live. I'm telling you, man, Malik said, leaning back in his leather chair. Standing your ground is the only way. Arya said she forgives me. She said she believes in me. No more drama. Reginald, a man who lived and breathed skepticism, shook his head. Malik, you're a fool. Arya doesn't just let go. She's probably at this very moment building a dossier on your entire genetic history. Todd, their bumbling office assistant, stumbled into the room, clutching a white envelope. Mr. Sterling? This just got dropped off. It's from Sabrina Murphy. The room went silent. Malik stared at the letter like it was a live grenade. Read it, man, Julian urged. Malik tore it open. Dear Malik, I am so sorry for the trouble I caused. Your wife came to see me this morning. I told her the truth, that we never met. I don't have a kid, and I was put up to this by a friend I'm no longer speaking to. Your wife knows everything now. Malik felt a wave of relief, followed immediately by a wave of righteous indignation. She went to her house. After telling me she trusted me, she went behind my back. Well, at least you're cleared, Julian pointed out. Cleared? Man, she burned my car last week when she thought I was cheating. She melted my favorite gold chain into a medallion that says, I can't stand your ass. Malik stood up, pacing the room. I'm going to make a point. If she wants drama, I'll give her a Shakespearean tragedy. Chapter 3. Peaches and the Green Cloud. While the adults were playing games of trust and betrayal, Caleb was having his own crisis at home. Mamu had been acting strange. She was sitting down more often, looking tired, and the house had begun to smell earthy. One morning, Malik and Arya found a perfectly rolled joint in the hallway right outside Caleb's bedroom. Oh, it's over, Arya hissed, holding the joint like a poisonous snake. My son is a crackhead. He's going to be a heroin addict by Friday. Arya, it's one joint. And it's not crack, Malik tried to reason, though he was equally concerned. It's the gateway drug, Malik. I will not have a child named Peaches. When Caleb walked in from school, he was met with an intervention that consisted of Arya waving a stack of library books titled "Is There Crack in Your Family Foundation?" and Malik, looking like a disappointed judge, "MJ, or should I call you Peaches?" Arya started, her voice trembling with dramatic flair. "What? Mom, what are you talking about?" "This." Arya slammed the joint onto the table. "We found it outside your room. You were flying high as a kite, weren't you?" Caleb looked at the joint, then at his parents. He began to laugh. "You guys think that's mine? I go to a private school where the tuition costs more than a mid-sized sedan. If I were doing drugs, it wouldn't be a raggedy joint in the hallway." "Don't you lie to us," Malik shouted. "Go to your room. No PlayStation, no phone, no life until you tell the truth." Caleb stomped upstairs, but not before shouting, "Check with Mamu. She's the one who's been acting like Snoop Dogg lately." A few minutes later, Mamu walked into the kitchen. She looked at the joint, then at Malik and Arya's panicked faces. She sighed, a deep, weary sound. "It's mine," she said simply. Arya gasped. "Mamu, you're a dealer?" "No, you dramatic girl. I have cancer." The air left the room. Arya burst into tears immediately, throwing her arms around the older woman. "Oh, Mamu, we're so sorry. Why didn't you tell us?" "Because I didn't want you making a fuss," Mamu grumbled, though she hugged Arya back. "The doctor prescribed the marijuana for the nausea from the chemo. It helps me keep my food down so I can continue to deal with your nonsense." Malik felt about 2 inches tall. "Mamu, we're here for you. Anything you need." "What I need," Mamu said, eyeing the joint on the table, "is for you to give that back. And for the record, that one was small. My usual ones are much bigger." Chapter 4. The Nico Maneuver. Tension at the salon reached a breaking point when Arya's old friend Nico arrived in town. Nico was tall, gorgeous, and had the fashion sense of a Parisian runway model. "Nico!" Arya screamed, jumping into his arms. Malik, who had stopped by the salon to apologize for his earlier deception, watched from the corner with narrow eyes. "Who is this guy? And why is he touching my wife's lower back?" Jasmine leaned over to Malik. "Oh, that's Nico, Arya's best friend from college. Don't worry, Malik. He's, light in the loafers. He's her gay husband." Malik relaxed instantly. For the next 3 days, Malik was the ultimate cool husband. He let Arya go out to late-night dinners with Nico, go dancing at house music clubs, and even stay out until 3 a.m. He even suggested that Nico stay in their guest room. But at the agency, Julian and Reginald were losing their minds. "Malik, are you insane?" Julian asked. "Nico Bolland is not gay. He was the biggest player at our rival university. He tried to hit on every woman that moved, including my sister." Malik laughed. "No, man. Arya told me. He's gay. We even talked about his boyfriend Tableton." Reginald stared at him. "Tableton? That's not a name. That's a piece of furniture." "Malik, she's playing you because she knows you're jealous." Malik's smile vanished. "You're telling me my wife is out dancing with a straight man while I'm at home watching the Great British Bake Off?" "Exactly." Malik decided to execute a countermaneuver. That night, when Arya and Nico returned from shopping, Malik was waiting in the living room with a giant man named Frank. "Hey, guys," Malik beamed. "Nico, I've been thinking. Since you're single and looking for love, I wanted to introduce you to Big Frank here. Frank is the head of security at the studio. He's single, he's gay, and he just had his back and legs waxed. He's ready to cuddle." Nico looked at Frank, who was approximately the size of a mountain and looking very eager. Nico looked at Arya. Arya looked at the floor. Malik," Nico stammered. "Frank seems great, but I'm actually seeing someone." "Oh, really? Who?" Malik asked, leaning in. Tableton," Nico said. "Funny," Malik replied, pulling out his phone. "Because I just called every person in California named Tableton, and none of them know you. In fact, Frank here is looking for long-term commitment with someone who likes to snap and queen out." Why don't you show him your best snap, Nico? Nico broke. Okay, fine. I'm not gay. I'm straight. Arya, I can't do this. Frank looks like he could snap me in half. Arya threw her hands up. Fine, he's straight. But I only lied because you're so possessive, Malik. Men and women can be friends, not when they lie about their sexual orientation to go dancing at 2 a.m. Arya, Malik shouted. I'm going to the hotel, Nico muttered, backing toward the door. Frank, it was nice knowing you. Chapter 5. Rings, Prenups, and the monthly alert. The finale of the Oasis Heights drama took place at a lavish dinner party hosted by the Sterlings. The goal was to fix up the chronically single Jasmine, but the night quickly devolved into a battlefield of commitment issues. Reginald had finally decided to propose to Kiki, the designer-obsessed woman he'd been seeing. He had a $57,000 diamond ring hidden in his pocket. A prenup is a setup for failure. Kiki whispered to Lila in the kitchen while they prepped the hors d'oeuvres. If a man loves you, he should trust you with his bank account. Julian, who was eavesdropping, whispered to Reginald. Meanwhile, Jasmine was having a terrible time. The guys Arya had invited for her were two arrogant gym rats who spent the whole time talking about their protein intake. I don't need your help to find a man, Arya, Jasmine shouted, standing up from the table. Just because I'm outspoken and like my fried chicken doesn't mean I'm desperate. We're just trying to help, Jasmine, Arya cried. Help yourself. You're the one whose contractor, Dante, keeps looking at you like you're the last drop of water in the desert. Malik froze. Contractor? Dante? The guy from the salon? Arya turned pale. He's just a contractor, Malik. 14 years ago, he was a one-night stand, wasn't he? Jasmine blurted out, her anger getting the best of her. The room went silent. Malik looked at Arya. Arya looked at Dante, who was actually at the party as a guest of Lila's. It was college, Arya screamed. I was young and wild. You were probably sleeping with half the cheerleading squad, Malik. As the argument escalated, Reginald chose that exact moment to drop to one knee in front of Kiki. Kiki, will you marry me? Kiki looked at the ring, her eyes sparkling. Is there a prenup? No, Reginald C. Hill. Then yes. But the drama wasn't over. Julian, feeling the pressure of the moment, looked at Lila. Lila, what about us? We've been together for 3 years. Do you want to, find a judge? Lila, the real estate mogul, who valued her independence above all else, looked horrified. A judge? Julian, I'm tired. I'm just weary. My soul is weary. I think I'm going to go home and rest my weary soul. Lila, are you rejecting me? Julian asked, bewildered. I'm not rejecting you. I'm rejecting the concept of paperwork. She turned to leave, but then stopped, looking back at Julian. Wait. Why do you look so confused? Are we arguing? Is this an argument? Julian sighed, rubbing his temples. I don't know, Lila. Maybe it's just that time of the month. The entire room gasped. The women, Arya, Jasmine, Kiki, and Lila, all turned toward Julian with expressions of pure, unadulterated murder. You did not just say that, Arya whispered. Man. Law number 1, Malik muttered, backing away from Julian. Never, ever speak on the time. You just nod and agree until it passes. Julian realized his mistake too late. I meant the lunar cycle. The moon. It's a full moon. Get out, Leela said calmly. As the party guests scrambled for the exits, Arya and Malik were left standing in their kitchen, surrounded by half-eaten gumbo and broken dreams. Arya looked at Malik. I'm sorry I lied about Nico. Malik looked at Arya. I'm sorry. I tried to set him up with Big Frank. Though, honestly, they would have made a cute couple. They both started to laugh, a tired, hysterical sound that echoed through the thin walls of the mansion. We're a mess, Malik, Arya said, leaning her head on his shoulder. We are, Malik agreed. But at least we aren't peaches. From the floor above, the faint, soulful sound of Jerry Gray began to play. Caleb had finally found his own way to get back at them. I love you, baby. I love you, baby, baby, Malik grinned. You hear that? Arya rolled her eyes. Don't you dare, Malik Sterling. Not tonight. Just one song, Arya. For old time's sake, and in the quiet neighborhood of Oasis Heights. The thin walls once again bore witness to the chaotic, beautiful, and hilarious rhythm of a family that was far from perfect, but exactly where they needed to be. The end. The Magnolia Heights Meltdown. A novel of love, lies, and low-bearing walls. Prologue. The Barry White Barrier. The walls of the Kingsley estate in Magnolia Heights were, according to 16-year-old Aidan, made of hope and thin parchment. It was 7:30 a.m. and Aidan sat at the breakfast island, nursing a bowl of soggy cereal and an expression of profound trauma. See, I didn't want to hear it, Aidan muttered to the empty kitchen, but I kinda wanted to hear it. Actually, no. I definitely shouldn't have been listening. His father, Malcolm the King Kingsley, a man who possessed the baritone of a god and the wardrobe of a billionaire sports commentator, strolled into the room. He was beaming a glow that usually only accompanied a 5-star rating or a successful playoff broadcast. Morning, champ, Malcolm boomed. Aidan winced. Uh-oh, you're smiling. I know exactly what that means. What does it mean, son? It means you and Mom finally stopped the Cold War. It means I'm gonna have to hear you trying to talk like... Who's that old dude with the deep voice? Larry White? Malcolm paused, his spoon halfway to a grapefruit. You mean Barry White? Him too, Aidan sighed. I love you, baby. I need you, baby, baby. If I hear that coming through the vents one more time, I'm calling the authorities for psychological warfare. Get another kid if you want to talk that low, Dad. I'm full. The swinging doors to the kitchen burst open, and Amara Kingsley entered. If Malcolm was the king, Amara was the undisputed emperor. She owned the most prestigious salon in the city, Amara's Aesthetic, and she possessed a temper that could melt steel. Today, however, she was silent. How was your night, Mom? Aidan asked tentatively. Good, she clipped. Slept late. Good sign, Aidan whispered to his father. Malcolm tried to catch her eye. Babe, I've been thinking all night. That explains the smoke coming out of your ears. Amara countered, finally grabbing a mug of coffee. She turned to him, her eyes narrowing. I've decided to trust you, Malcolm. I believe you didn't sleep with that woman. I'm letting it go. Malcolm exhaled a breath he seemed to have been holding since the previous Tuesday. Thank you. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for that. But Aidan wasn't buying it. He knew his mother. Trust, for Amara Kingsley, was like a high-interest loan. It came with a lot of hidden fees and a very aggressive collection policy. Chapter 1. The Sloane Sterling Stakeout. The woman in question was Sloane Sterling, a local socialite who had claimed she had a child with Malcolm. Amara had responded to this news by incinerating Malcolm's designer suits in the driveway and turning his vintage Mercedes into a charcoal sculpture. At the salon, Amara was surrounded by her inner circle. Jasmine, a stylist whose mouth moved faster than her scissors, and Tina, a college student who seemed to think working was a suggestion rather than a requirement. I told him I trust him, Amara said, leaning against a styling chair. Jasmine said, shaking her head so hard her earrings jingled. It don't work like that, girl. It would take a priest, an exorcist, and a handwritten apology from the president for you to let this go. You're up to something. Amara smirked. I have the address. Sloane Sterling lives in the Heights, near the country club. Her neighbor told me she gets home at noon. I'm going over there. Angela, no, cried Layla, the salon's real estate consultant and Amara's voice of reason. You told the man you believe him. If you go there, you're breaking the peace treaty. I'm not fighting, Amara insisted, reaching for her purse. It's a non-violent, Martin Luther King-style peaceful inquiry. But if she lies to me, well, then it turns into Malcolm X. By any means necessary. I'm with Malcolm X, Jasmine shouted, grabbing her coat. Let's go see this heifer. The trio piled into Layla's SUV. embarking on a mission that had disaster written all over it in neon letters. Chapter 2. The Contractor Conundrum. While Amara was playing private investigator, Malcolm was at the studio, trying to survive his business partner, Reggie. Reggie was a man of great wealth and even greater insecurity, currently dating Kiki, a woman who treated the studio like her personal walk-in closet. "Man, this is crazy," Reggie's assistant, Todd, whispered as Kiki walked in for the 4th time that hour to bring Reggie a kale smoothie. "She's here all the time. She's Secret Service, man." She follows him to the bathroom and stands by the door. Malcolm ignored them. He was reading a letter that had just arrived. It was from Sloane Sterling. 1. Dear Malcolm, I am so sorry for the trouble. Your wife came to see me this morning. I told her the truth. We never met. I don't have a kid. I was put up to this by a friend I'm no longer speaking to. Your wife knows everything. Malcolm felt a surge of triumph, followed quickly by a chill of annoyance. Amara had lied. She had told him she trusted him, and then immediately went to verify. Meanwhile, back at the salon, the expansion project was underway. Tyrell, a contractor who looked like he'd been carved out of mahogany, was supervising the demolition. When Amara returned from her peaceful mission, which had involved a lot of finger-pointing and a very loud confession from Sloane, she found Tyrell waiting. "We have a problem," Tyrell said, his voice a low rumble. "This is a load-bearing wall." "What does that mean?" Amara snapped. "It means it's carrying a heavy load. It needs support." "Like you, Amara." Jasmine let out a low whistle. "Woo, I need a repairman for my leak, Daddy." "You can plug my leak any day." Amara rolled her eyes. "Keep it professional, Tyrell. We had a one-night stand 14 years ago in college." "How do you even remember me?" Tyrell smiled. "A slow, dangerous thing. I would never forget you, Amara. That was one of the best nights of my life. You were wild. I was in college. I was young and dumb." Amara hissed, looking around to make sure Aiden wasn't nearby. But Aiden was nearby. He had been sent home from school with a cough, and as he lay on a nearby sofa, he watched the interaction with the keen eyes of a teenager who had watched way too much daytime television. He looked at Tyrell. Then he looked in a mirror. "Mama," Aiden whispered, "why does that guy have the same ears as me?" Chapter 3. The Peaches Paranoia. Disaster struck the Kingsley household 3 days later. Mama G, the longtime housekeeper, who was essentially a member of the family, was supposedly resting in the guest suite. Amara, while cleaning the hallway, found a small, neatly rolled cylinder on the floor outside Aiden's room. She sniffed it. Her eyes went wide. "Malcolm!" she screamed. Malcolm ran into the hall, nearly tripping over a laundry basket. "What? Is the house on fire?" "Worse." Amara held up the joint as if it were a live grenade. "Our son is a drug lord. Aiden is doing the devil's lettuce." "Babe, calm down," Malcolm said, though his own face had paled. "It's one joint. Let's get the facts." "Facts? I refuse to have a crackhead for a child. Next thing you know, he'll be doing anything for a rock. He'll be living on a street corner with no teeth. Do you remember my Uncle Harold? They call him Peaches now because he's soft and fuzzy in the head. I don't want Aidan to be called Peaches." "Amara, heroin makes your teeth fall out, not weed," Malcolm sighed. "And Peaches was on everything. Just stay calm." But Amara was already in the car. She returned 2 hours later with 25 books from the library and a DVD titled Drugs Are for Jive Turkeys. When Aidan walked in from school, he found his parents sitting in the living room with the lights dimmed. "Hey guys," Aiden said, oblivious. "I'm flying high today. Got an A on my history test." "Flying high?" Amara shrieked. "Did you hear that, Malcolm? The boy is admitting it. He's soaring on the wings of Mary Jane." Aidan stared at her. "Mom, what are you talking about?" "I meant my grades." Malcolm held up the joint. "Son, we found this in the hall. Be honest with us." Aiden's eyes widened. "That's not mine. I don't smoke. I go to a private school where the kids are rich enough to buy real problems. I don't need that." "Liar," Amara cried. "Go to your room." You are on punishment until you turn into a law-abiding citizen. No PlayStation, no phone, no Bentley when you turn 16. I don't even have a Bentley now, Aiden yelled, stomping upstairs. Chapter 4. Mama G's Confession. The house was a tomb of silence until Mama G emerged from the kitchen, clutching a spatula and looking suspiciously relaxed. Miss V, I mean, Mama G, Malcolm said. We have a crisis. Aidan is on the weed. Mama G looked at the joint on the table. She looked at Aidan, who was peeking through the banister upstairs. Then she looked at Malcolm. It's mine, she said simply. The silence that followed was so heavy it could have crushed a load-bearing wall Tyrell was worried about. Yours? Amara gasped. Mama G, you're a woman of the cloth. You go to Bible study 3 times a week. I'm also a woman with a doctor's prescription, Mama G countered. She sat down, her voice softening. I've been going through some treatments, chemotherapy. It makes me nauseous. The marijuana is the only thing that helps me keep my food down so I can keep cooking for you ungrateful people. Amara's rage evaporated, replaced by a crushing weight of guilt. She ran to Mama G and hugged her. Oh, Mama G, why didn't you tell us? Because I didn't want you making a fuss, the old woman grumbled. And because I knew Amara would fly off the handle and start calling people peaches. Now, give me my medicine back. The doctor says I only have 3 treatments left, and I'm gonna be fine. Aiden walked down the stairs, looking smug. So, about that Bentley? Go back to your room, Peaches, Malcolm muttered. Chapter 5. The Gay Husband Gambit. With the drug crisis averted, Amara decided she needed a night out. She invited her old college friend, Nico, to town. Nico was a handsome, athletic man who had been Amara's bestie for years. There was just one problem. Malcolm was notoriously jealous. To solve this, Amara had told Malcolm years ago that Nico was gay. He's my gay husband, Malcolm, Amara explained as she got ready for dinner. We're just going dancing. It's totally innocent. Fine, Malcolm said, though he was suspicious. He called Reggie and Julian, Leslie's partner. Fellas, we got a situation. This Nico guy is in town. Amara says he's gay, but I need a second opinion. Nico Boland? Reggie asked over the phone. Bro, Nico was the biggest player in the state. He tried to hit on everything that moved, including my ex-girlfriend's sister. Malcolm's jaw tightened. So she's lying to me. Again, it's a silverback alert, man, Julian said. The alpha is being challenged. You gotta mark your territory. Malcolm didn't just mark it. He built a fortress. When Amara and Nico returned from their night out, laughing and talking about house music, Malcolm was waiting in the living room with a giant man named Frank. Nico, great to see you. Malcolm boomed, way too loud. Since you're single and, you know, looking, I wanted to introduce you to Big Frank. Frank's a security guard at the studio. He's gay. He's 6'8", and he loves to cuddle. Nico stared at Frank. Frank winked at Nico. Malcolm, Nico stammered. I'm straight. Amara froze her. What? Malcolm feigned shock. But Amara said, I lied, Amara yelled, throwing her hands up. I lied because you're a jealous Neanderthal. Nico and I have been friends for 20 years, and nothing has ever happened. Men and women can be friends without being intimate. Not if the man is Nico, Malcolm countered. He admitted he wanted you back in college. We were kids, Nico shouted. And Frank, you're a nice guy, but I'm really not into the wax and leg day look. Your loss, Frank grumbled, heading for the door. Chapter 6. The Proposal Paradox. The week culminated in a grand dinner party at the Kingsley estate. The tension was thick enough to serve as a side dish. Reggie and Kiki were there, with Reggie looking like he was about to have a heart attack. Julian and Layla were also present, looking equally stressed. I have an announcement, Reggie said, standing up and clutching a velvet box. Kiki, I want to upgrade your ring and ask you to officially marry me. Kiki gasped. A judge? Reggie, I want a wedding with 500 guests and 22 Clydesdales. I want to emerge in a puff of white smoke. We can do that later. Let's just get the papers signed, Reggie pleaded. Meanwhile, Julian looked at Layla. So, you want to get married? Julian whispered to Layla. No, Layla said flatly. What we have works. Why ruin it with a ball and chain? Julian felt his heart sink. But I have the ring. Oh, hell no, Layla said. You saw what happened to Reggie. I'm not being a bridesmaid to a Clydesdale. The dinner descended into a chaotic argument about man law, prenups, and the time of the month, a comment Julian made that nearly resulted in him being stabbed with a salad fork. Amara watched the madness, then looked at Malcolm. He was sitting at the head of the table, looking exhausted, but still fundamentally the man she loved. Malcolm, she said softly. Yeah, babe, I'm sorry I went to Sloane's house. And I'm sorry I lied about Nico. Malcolm reached across the table and took her hand. And I'm sorry I tried to set your friend up with Big Frank, even though Frank really was excited about it. They shared a small, rare moment of peace in the middle of the Magnolia Heights meltdown. So, Malcolm said, are we good? For now, Amara smiled. But if I hear any Barry White coming from the guest room where Mama G is sleeping, someone is getting evicted. Deal, Malcolm laughed. And as the sun set over the affluent hills of Magnolia Heights, the bickering continued loud, vibrant, and perfectly, hilariously human. The end, Metropolis Melodrama. The Gilded Comb Chronicles. Chapter 1. The Sound of Marvin Legend. The walls of the Sterling Vance residence in the upscale district of Metropolis Heights were not so much walls as they were suggestions of privacy. They were thin, expensive-looking, and utterly useless against the bass-heavy baritone of Marvin Legend's greatest hits. In the kitchen, 15-year-old Leo sat poking at a cold pile of organic scrambled eggs. He had dark circles under his eyes that no amount of teenage resilience could mask. Across from him, his father, Xavier Sterling. I didn't want to hear it, Dad, Leo muttered, his voice cracking slightly. But then again, curiosity is a biological imperative. You guys shouldn't have been broadcasting. Xavier choked on his caffeine. Broadcasting? We were having a private conversation, Leo. Finish your breakfast. Private? Leo snorted. When the Marvin Legend starts playing at 2 a.m., the whole neighborhood knows Xavier and Dominique are either making up or making a mistake. I thought they were going to come down the stairs singing I Love You, Baby, in that deep, gravelly voice. You know, the one that sounds like a velvet-covered truck? Xavier cleared his throat, adjusting his silk tie. With the lights off? And rhythm? Leo raised an eyebrow. Anyway, where is she? Usually, after a Marvin Legend night, she comes down looking like she won the lottery and the heavyweight title at the same time. She's sleeping in, Xavier said, his face darkening slightly. The tension in the Sterling Vance household was a living, breathing entity. For weeks, the specter of a woman named Cassandra Thorne had loomed over them. A rumor, a stray text, a claim of a secret love child. It was the kind of scandal that could melt Xavier's career and Dominique's heart. Chapter 2. The Gilded Comb and the Ghost of One Night's Past. Dominique Vance did not walk into her salon. She ascended into it. The Gilded Comb was the epicenter of Metropolis Heights gossip, a place where lavender-scented candles fought a losing battle against the sharp tang of hair dye and the even sharper tongues of the stylists. Roxy, if you tell me one more time that I need to find my zen, I will dye your hair neon orange while you sleep. Dominique snapped as she threw her designer handbag onto the counter. Roxy, a woman who wore her personality as loudly as her animal print smocks, laughed. Honey, you don't need zen. You need a private investigator and a bottle of tequila. Did you see Cassandra Thorne's latest post? She's practically tagging Xavier in her missing you captions. She's a phantom, Roxy. A cloud chaser, Dominique said, though her hands trembled as she organized her shears. I told Xavier I trust him. I told him I believe he didn't sleep with that woman. I'm letting it go. Oh, please, Roxy snorted. You letting something go is like a pit bull letting go of a steak. It's not in your DNA. The bell above the door chimed, and in walked Sloane, a high-octane real estate shark and Dominique's closest confidante. Behind her was a man in rugged work clothes, carrying a blueprint like a holy relic. "Dominique, darling. Meet your lead contractor for the expansion," Sloane announced. "This is Dante. He's the best in the city." Dominique looked up, and for a moment the world stopped spinning. Dante was tall, built like a brick house, and possessed a smile that felt uncomfortably familiar. "Nice to meet you, Miss Vance," Dante said, his voice a deep rumble. "Though, I have a feeling we've met before. Maybe 14 years ago? A college mixer in the Heights?" Dominique's face went pale. "I have no idea what you're talking about. I was very studious in college. I barely left the library." "Right," Dante grinned, showing a dimple that Dominique suddenly remembered with terrifying clarity. "The library. Near the punch bowl. I'll get started on the load-bearing walls." As Dante walked away, Roxy leaned in, her eyes wide. "Studious? Honey, your library had a six-pack and a very nice tool belt. Do you realize who that is?" "I don't know him," Dominique whispered fiercely. "And if you ever suggest otherwise, I'll tell the IRS about your cash-only side business." Chapter 3. The Spy Who Loved Me and Verified Everything. Trust, as Xavier Sterling was learning, was a beautiful concept that rarely survived contact with a suspicious spouse. Across town, at the Global Sports Pool Studios, Xavier was trying to focus on the trade deadline for the Metropolis Pumas. His partner, Adrian, a man who spent more on his hair than most people spent on their mortgages, was busy admiring himself in the monitor. "You look stressed, X," Adrian said. "Is it the Cassandra Thorne thing? Or is it Julian?" Julian, their business partner, and a man currently embroiled in a very public, very clingy relationship with an ex-model named Tiffany, walked in, looking like he hadn't slept since the Clinton administration. "Tiffany is everywhere, guys," Julian groaned. "She's like the Secret Service, but with more lip gloss. I go to the bathroom. She's outside the door. I go to a meeting. She's coincidentally redecorating the hallway. It's love, Julian. Enjoy it," Xavier teased. Though his mind was elsewhere, Todd, the studio's perpetually unhelpful intern, burst in with an envelope. "Xavier, this just got dropped off. It's from a Cassandra Thorne." Xavier's heart hammered against his ribs. He opened the letter and read silently. His eyes widened. He began to laugh, a low, slightly hysterical chuckle. "What is it? A demand for hush money?" Adrian asked. "No," Xavier said, waving the paper. "It's an apology. She says she made the whole thing up. She was put up to it by a disgruntled ex-friend. And she says my wife already knows, because Dominique went to her house this morning to verify the truth." The room went quiet. "So," Julien said slowly, "Dominique told you she trusted you, but then she went on a full-scale covert operation to interrogate the witness?" Xavier's smile turned predatory. "Exactly. She lied to me about her trust. And now, I'm going to have a little fun." Chapter 4. The Paternity Panic. Back at the Gilded Comb, the expansion was in full swing, but the real demolition was happening in Dominique's mind. "Roxy, look at Dante," Dominique whispered, peering through the plastic sheeting at the contractor. "Then look at Leo's school photo," Roxy squinted. "Oh, God," Dominique gasped. 14 years ago. One night, Xavier was away on a scouting trip. I was studious with Dante. "Is it possible?" "Anything is possible in a comedy of errors, honey," Roxy said, pulling a DNA swab kit out of her purse. "Why do you have that in your purse?" "I have 3 kids with 2 different men, Dominique. I stay prepared. Now, you need to get a sample from Dante and a sample from Xavier. We'll send it to my friend at the lab. She owes me a favor after I fixed her botched perm." "I can't do that. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's... Give me the swabs." The mission was simple. Swab the husband while he slept, and swab the contractor while he was distracted by structural integrity. That night, Dominique moved through the Sterling Vance house like a ninja in silk pajamas. Xavier was snoring, a rhythmic, deep sound that usually annoyed her, but tonight it was the sound of a target. She approached with the swab, her heart in her throat. Suddenly, Xavier stopped snoring. He opened one eye. "What are you doing with that oversized Q-tip, Dominique?" I saw a piece of lint.